Ground to the left side. Wagner waits for it to come down on a big hop. He'll throw to first in time for out number 3. Thurber, that pitch is by him, but underneath the legs of Weinrich, and on to second base goes Marty Carrena. The Diamonds will be looking for a double play to end this inning as they 1-0 Sonoma. As McDonald comes to the plate, and that pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. The first pitch to Calderon from Thurber, and he hits this ball to left center field, and back goes the center fielder Hibernian. He can't get it. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Calderon around first on his way to second, and he will hold there with a double. Wagner makes the catch as he falls back. Oh my! He'll make the throw in time as
3 balls, strikes, 2 outs. The runner's going to get a jump.
Making them aware that they know that they're there and they're not allowed. Oh,
Swung on and missed. Throw out is in plenty of time to get him.
come in here. This pitch for Wagner is hit to left field and is deep, and back goes Clark, and he's over to the wall, and it's gone.
Floater into short right field, and coming in to make the catch.
Go this ball, ground to the right side. Galletti stabs it, throws to second for 1, waits for a second to first. Did they make it? Yes, double play. Be a pickoff play. The throw to first, now on to second, and Pugh is out. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 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 Pitch to Marty Carrena is hit high and deep back to left field.
Way
back goes Metzger. He's at the wall. It's gone.
Gone. There it is. Yeah. All right.
In the pitch that pops up, gets away. And J.J. Wagner going to scurry down to second base.
The high pop-up of a bunt, picked off by Brankins, delays his throw to second, and he could have had him maybe. Strikeout, and Clark gets tagged. Now this pitch is ripped to the right side, and right Valdez just throws the first double play. And Valdez says he's got it right in front of second base, but Garcia will take it out back to our shortstop, and he makes the catch. Lead to third. Here's the pitch. Valdez hits this one down the left field line. It's going to be trouble if it stays fair, and it's fair. In comes Bautista to score. On his way to third is McKeon, just picking up the ball now in left field. Metzger, and on with a double up to the right side. Letty says he's got it. Valdez says he's got it, and he does. 1 out. The pitch from Hutchison hits this one to deep left field. Back to left fielder Clark. He's at the fence. He watches. He leaps. He can't get it. It's gone. Running on into the dugout because that's out number 3. Got to run on first 3-2 pitch. He hits it right back up the middle, and it's going to be picked up. No, it's going to go right by Yasuda into center field, and Bautista goes on to third. And looked like Yasuda running over because Bautista.
Look at the air. On the hopper.
We're here now with the Diamonds left fielder Javier Marty Carrena, and we are excited to have him here because we haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, and we're going to find out how he ended up in Pittsburgh and where he's going from here, and all the good things about baseball when he grew up. And let's start with that. Where did you grow up, and how did baseball become part of your life?
Grew up in Miami, Florida, and baseball became part of my life because my dad grew up playing it back home in Cuba. So he shared his passion with me.
The whole Cuban baseball thing, I know now that the relations with Cuba are getting better. They seem to go backwards a little bit forward sometimes, but forward, backwards. There's a lot of baseball in Cuba. There are a lot of Cuban baseball players, I assume. But, you know, not just the Pugs, but I mean other middle-level great baseball players who are going to come play baseball in America, we hope. Do you have any insight in that? Have you been to Cuba?
No, I haven't been to Cuba yet, actually, but I do have plans to go over in the off season now that I got a passport.
Oh, great! Oh, excellent, excellent. And well, we'll have to talk about that if we get to talk to you after you go. That'd be terrific.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Miami. You play baseball. Do you play Little League, Babe Ruth? Tell us about the progression.
No, baseball down there is actually just like division, and then it's travel baseball. So it's pony, bronco age divisions, and then travel baseball. So I played a lot of tournaments, and I traveled around a lot when I was 13 and 12. Traveled to New York, and I came down over here to California when I was 13 for the Pony League World Series.
Oh wow! And so, how did you end up in Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh here. Well, I was in the Frontier League spring training with the Florence Freedom, and then I ended up getting released, and then I went back home for, it was like about a week when Miles called me and told me to come try out, see what would happen. So
this was last year or this year?
That was this year. This spring training.
So,
yeah.
And now that you're here, what's the best part about Pittsburgh or being here, the Diamonds, or?
Oh, it's definitely the opportunity. You know, I always said everything's gonna happen for a reason. And I think it really did happen for a reason. I don't think I would have learned as much as I already have playing in the Frontier League for another manager as I have, having just played for 2 months with Miles, and he's been a great coach and a great mentor. You know, being same size and facing a lot of adversity because of our size and stuff, and so he's really taught me a lot of the game mentally.
Tell us a little bit about that. What kind of adversity?
Well, growing up, I grew up faster than everyone else. Always the bigger one. Everyone thought I was gonna be huge when I was 18, 19, gonna go in the draft out of high school and all this, and then it was actually because of my height that I got turned down in the draft out of high school, having led all of high school baseball in the offense, but they just said that I was too small to go through college, put up numbers through college, and then so I went over. I didn't have all that a career in college, unfortunately, and then I went off to New York last year in the Empire League.
You're from our perspective, you're faster than you look like you should be. You get to the ball a lot quicker than anyone thinks you might be there, and you have a lot of power in your swing. That I do look like you would be a powerful swinger, but that's not a bigger surprise that you're fast. Is that are people surprised by that?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely think that you don't have to be the fastest outfielder to be a good one. You know, it definitely comes from the reads, from reading the pitcher, reading hitters' tendencies, and I think that's one of my biggest aspects and biggest plus sides in the outfield is where I grew up in the outfield, so I feel very comfortable out there. You know, I'll get good jumps, good reads, take good routes towards balls, you know, so it helps a lot for sure.
Where do you go from here?
From here, hopefully winter ball somewhere, honestly. Just keep playing as much as I can for as long as I can, see what happens. You never know when something's gonna click. You know, you're gonna go through your ups and your downs. Not every year is gonna be your best year, so just keep playing ball, I guess.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Hello, I am Scott McDonald here with Runs Hits Aaron, the pregame show for the Pittsburgh Diamonds, and we're here for Game 2 of a 3-game set against the San Rafael Pacifics. Last night went very well for the Diamonds, and tonight they're going to have a brand new arm on the hill, so that's exciting, and we're going to talk about all of it with manager Aaron Miles. Last night's game was good, and on top of everything else, Sonoma lost again. You guys are 3 games out.
Well, that's how we like to hear it. You know, I'm not scoreboard watching. You know, we got to play enough games against Sonoma where we can take care of business ourselves. But it's always nice. You know, Vallejo's obviously playing really good right now. They're really strong, and you know, anytime that we can, you know, cut into that lead. Of course, Vallejo's ahead of us too. So we've got 2 teams ahead of us, and we're going to have to take care of business on our own. And only having 3 games with Vallejo is kind of scary. If they run away with it with only 3 left of us, they can stay ahead of us. So. You know, obviously we're going to have to, you know, hopefully the league is just going to beat up on each other, and we're going to be the ones that are doing most of the beating up. So we'll be ahead in the end.
Last night the beaten up star was Corey McDonald, who pitched 7 very strong innings, gave up just 2 runs, and he definitely was on his game.
Boy, he's been our rock, I would say. He's probably been our best starter, and you know, Steyerwald's been good. Of course, you know, Blackley gives us a chance every time. But Corey McDonald has just, you know, I think he might be the best pitcher in the league this year. He's throwing up 0 after 0, gives us a good chance to win every time he goes out. He's a strike thrower, and you know, he deserves a promotion to another league, and hopefully we'll have him for the stretch run here and set him up to be in a higher league next year.
Are there, speaking of that promotion thing, which always seems to be the shadow over the future, do players get picked up after the season is over for another league that might go on longer? Does that happen?
That can happen. Usually, it's with a week to 2 weeks left where they like to make those moves. So, I've already got a couple phone calls of, guys asking me, who's the dominating players in the league. And, I'm definitely going to throw some of my players out there, but I'm going to also throw some of Sonoma's players out there. And, whoever they pick, they pick. But, hopefully we'll have them for the stretch run before we have to let anybody go. And I think last year we lost a guy, with about a week to go. And, it could be a big blow with a week to go. But hopefully we're deep enough, especially pitching. We're deep enough. We've got extra guys here that we can cover it.
Your whole battery tonight is getting their first starting opportunity. And let's start with the catcher, Randazzo.
Joseph Randazzo, he's a Black Sox guy, Joe Torre guy, and very good defensively. We're not sure, how he's going to do swinging the bat, but the kid is a really good defender, and I feel comfortable with him behind the plate. And he's going to get his first start tonight in the Pacific Association, and we're proud of him and happy for him for his opportunity, and hopefully he comes out with a win.
And your pitcher, Brett Solano, he's pitched a couple of relief appearances, but this will be his first start.
He's done well, and we're giving it to him. We could have went with Fuss, we could have went with Lara. They've seen Fuss and they've seen Lara, so I feel like Solano's done a good job lately, and they haven't seen him, so we're going to go with them. I could have a quick hook. Fuss and Lara are good to go, so we could go 2-2-2 with these guys and get to the sixth, or some combination of that. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how he looks in the first inning and how he pitches his way. But he's the guy who pitched at Menlo College, and he did great there. He was one of their best starters and has great innings to walk numbers. So I like the fact that he's going to go out there and give us a chance to win by throwing strikes.
And what does he throw?
He's just like everybody else: fastball, changeup, curveball, mix in a slider, and hopefully lots of strikes tonight and balls right at people.
Now that Joe Torre is injured, we've commandeered him last night, and he sat in on our broadcast, and we got a chance to talk about a lot of things. And one of the things was the philosophy behind being the third base coach, where he was before he was injured, and then apparently, understandably so, a little too much for his leg to be standing out there for a whole game after he got injured by the batting cage, which took a big chunk out of his leg. So he was talking about a whole new philosophy for him about dealing with the runners, trying to score, whether they should try to score, that type of thing. Do you have an overall philosophy you can tell us in that situation about being conservative or liberal or what?
Well, you definitely have to look at your own lineup, your hitters, who's coming up, how many outs are there, the speed of the runners, the ability for the outfielders throwing wise, the pitcher you're facing, and it's changed with us. There have been guys that, I see in the on-deck circle who are up next who, I know they're not going very well. And I'm going to take my chances scoring that run if I have to, because, I don't feel as confident with the guy coming up. So those are your main things. You're constantly looking in the on-deck circle. You're knowing how many outs there are. Does this pitcher, even if it's somebody who's been going good lately in the on-deck circle, is the pitcher on the mound a strikeout guy, and how does he profile against that guy? All kind of factor in, and how aggressive you should be scoring that run. And then you always have to factor in the ability of the base runner, his speed, and sometimes the playing conditions. In Vallejo, you're throwing uphill, and so you're going to go most of the time on that. And the other day we had a guy in left that we took advantage of because he couldn't throw the ball well. So all these things play into it. A lot of times to score too, when you're ahead, you're a lot more aggressive.
Mm-hmm. And that obviously then it changes with every batter, every game certainly, but every batter, every inning, every score.
Every at bat is a new scenario. It's a new guy that's on deck. It's a new guy coming up. New runner, speed wherever they're at. So all these things factor in, and a really good third base coach is somebody who constantly is rethinking the same process, the same procedure. Who's coming up, how many outs, should I be aggressive, should I not? And as long as you do that, you're going to be a good third base coach.
Great. All right. Well, we will look forward to evaluating that as the game goes on tonight. The second of 3 with San Rafael as the Diamonds, 3 games out of first place, go for a clinch of a series victory here tonight. And we'll be back for the start of that right after that.
First thing you can't do that really, but I don't know. We'll see how much time I got.
Whatever you want to do, bud. We got a little time to film.
I don't mind doing color, but you know who was good was Tony, Joe Torre.
Yeah, they needed to get synced where when the pitch is coming in, pause. He has great information.
Yeah. So the thing with that is we don't have 100 million people watching this, listening to us, right?
Right.
So sometimes what he's saying is kind of more important than what's actually happening, you know? So it's hard to, we value that more, and people might want to go back and listen to that portion. Yes. Yeah, Reggie's.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise and take off your caps. Join us in honoring the men and women who served in the U.S. military at home and abroad. Tonight we're going to have our national anthem sung by Reggie Huey, office coordinator and assistant to the CEO at Sutter Delta and resident of Pittsburgh, California. Also known as the CEO's personal miracle worker, Reggie Huey.
Come on,
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Winter Chevrolet Stadium. It's the Pittsburgh Diamonds taking on the San Rafael Pacifics. And now we are going to have the ceremonial first pitch that will be thrown out here right now. And that was Reggie Huey on the national anthem from Sutter Delta. And that was a very nice rendition of the national anthem. And then Julie Thompson throwing out the first pitch, the CFO of Sutter Delta. And we are just a few minutes away from game time tonight. Anthony Schultz along with you. Scott McDonald will be along later. We both are going to be doing a little double duty tonight, like last night. Scott will come over for the middle 3 innings, and I'll hop over there on PA in that time and then come back for the last 3. So the Diamonds, a good night last night as Corey McDonald pitched very well, and the Diamonds ended up getting the victory. And more good news, the Admirals took care of the Sonoma Stompers up in the wine country. So the Diamonds come into today's play at 9-10, just 3 back. And San Rafael lost last night. They are 7-12. They are 5 back. Vallejo picks up the win last night against those Stompers. They run their record over 500 now. They are 10-9, 2 back, and the Stompers in first place at 12-7. Brett Solano will get the start today for the Diamonds, making his starting debut here tonight, and Nick DeBar will go for the Pacifics. So the Diamonds able to take care of business last night, and now the Diamonds in their orange jersey taking the field. And start to warm up will be Brett Solano. And the Diamonds, things going fairly well right now. They're going to finish this series tomorrow against the Pacifics. And then they will head out on the road. They will head to the wine country for games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as they take on the Stompers. And for the Pacifics tonight, Nick DeBargo, and the ERA quite high for Nick. And that has kind of been a problem for him all season long. And tonight he'll have his hands full going against that Diamonds lineup. So for San Rafael, overall 7-12 here on the second half. Overall 24-34. This is a team that finished second last year. And then for the Diamonds, 9-10 here in the second half. 30-28 overall. DeBar's ERA coming in at 7.67 for Brett Solano, 4.05 as the Diamonds and the Pacifics get set to tussle. And last night, the Pacifics managed just 4 hits against the Diamonds. They did put together a couple of runs, but Corey McDonald, 7 strong innings, and he had himself another very fine game. He has been one of the best pitchers in the league this year, even though his record is just 5 up and 4 down. And here now the lineup for the San Rafael Pacifics. Juan Herrera will start it off. He's at shortstop. Mike Rizzatello is batting second. He's the catcher. Cameron Monger in center field. Jake Taylor is at third base. Brent Gillespie at first tonight. Ryan Witt in left field. Miles Williams is the right fielder. Mark Lindsay the DH. Aaron Brill at second base. And that lineup will take on right-hander Brett Solano, born September the 6th, 94. Out of Menlo College in Atherton, 6'1", 186 pounds. The first pitch is a strike, and we are underway. And it's Mark Beller behind the plate tonight. Eric Thompson in the field. They switch positions from last night's swing and a foul back, and the count quickly 0-2. And that ball had some velocity coming in from the pitcher, and then more velocity going back to the boards. No balls and 2 strikes to Juan Herrera. Defensively for the Diamonds, Marta Carreno, Wallace Batista, left to right in the outfield. This one is swung on, hit into left center. That is going to get down for a base hit. Chasing it down there is Wallace. There goes the runner around first, headed into second, and will make it. And it's a leadoff double for Juan Herrera. And just to finish that defensively, Gwyn Garcia Valdez Galletti, third to first in the infield. Randazzo gets the start at catcher tonight, giving McKeon a day off. And then, of course, Brett Solano. Well, our benevolent owner, Karam Shaw, is going to step in and do some color with me tonight. Karam, welcome to the telecast and the broadcast.
Thank you for having me. I'll try to do my best here to keep up with you pros.
He's throwing around that term loosely. The first pitch in there for a strike.
Tonight's Sutter Delta night here at the ballpark. We're splitting duties again, and great win yesterday, no?
Oh, wonderful win. And Corey McDonald has just been, even though the record's only 5-4, the ERA really shows how good he has been. Singing a ground ball to short. Garcia's got it, fires in time for the out, and an unproductive out for Rizzatello as he grounds out 6-3. Runner stays at second, and here comes Cameron Monger, the center fielder.
So as we heard yesterday, Cameron Monger's a really regimented, well put together fellow.
And well-traveled.
Well-traveled as well, yeah.
A lot of experience. Got a chance to hear that he plays for the traveling team, the Black Sox. A guy whose baseball odyssey is taking him all over the place. Here's the pitch to him, and that's a fastball in there for a strike.
So Brett Solano pitching here today. You know, I got a call from Kyle Majay from the Santa Clara Twins, and he said, hey, you know, Shaw, tomorrow got this kid pitching, he's pretty good.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Monger, swing and a miss. Good
pretty good.
That time.
You're going to want to see him. You're going to want to see him come out, you know, and pitch. He's right around 90 miles an hour, and I couldn't make it, but we sent somebody out there to take a look, and here he is.
No balls and 2 strikes. Now Solano shaking off Rendazzo. He and his battery mate now come together. And the 0-2 pitch, and that's bounces in front of the plate. Nice block by Rendazzo, and the count 1-2. So what all goes in to your scouting as you're looking for players? Because that's kind of a continuous thing all the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're absolutely always trying to make the team better. And of course, part of that is word of mouth, for what we hear from others about certain players and, how they could possibly potentially fit. Sometimes we might not pull the trigger right away, as in this case.
1-2 pitch, and that's just off the outside part of the plate, 2-2.
But eventually, we get to find out a little bit more. We might see some more, and then, Aaron might make a decision. Totally Aaron's decision, by the way.
Right.
Has full latitude and full authority on bringing whoever he wants pretty much here.
So an owner that lets the baseball people make the baseball decisions. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Cameron Monger for out number 2. So a nice way to battle back for Solano, but now he's got to deal with Jake Taylor. 2 outs and 1 on.
Yeah, so what I noticed is that Solano has a really good changeup, and I wish more guys would throw their number 2 secondary pitch, and this guy does. And if he does it consistently enough, I think he's gonna be here a while.
Looking pretty good in those last 2 at-bats. Here's Jake Taylor now among the league leaders as he takes a strike in home runs 17, RBIs 54, and really kind of making a bid now for league MVP this year.
Yeah, Jake Taylor's been a pain, and everyone's, behind for the last few years.
And the pitch to him, and that's in there.
And that's that good-looking changeup I was telling you about.
Nice
kind of
pitch.
Breaking ball-ish, change pitch, keep Taylor off balance here a little bit, and now he's going to try to see if he'll go fishing, right?
That would usually be the case here in 0-2. Hopefully you can make a good enough pitch to get him to chase. Here's that 0-2 pitch. And that just does miss outside.
Just missed.
Count 1-2.
And Rendazzo, you noticed that he blocked the plate there pretty well, and that's pretty much why he's here. Great on defense. And, McKeon's always getting hurt back there. Heiberger got hurt back there with his knee, and we just needed more depth there, and sorry Rendazzo's here. So great pickup for us as well.
How these guys stay as healthy as they do is unbelievable. That one's outside. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes with Brent Gillespie waiting on deck. Jake Taylor talking with Mark Beller, getting some clarification about something or other. Apparently they're on the same page. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Big Jake. Right-handed batter waits. Solano's 2-2 pitch. Swung on it, missed a half swing, strikeout, and that will do it for the top of the first. So after half an inning, Pacifics failed to score. Diamonds coming to bat. All within like 2 seconds. It was awesome. All right, to the bottom of the first we go. It'll be Otomar Valdez to lead it off. He's at second. BJ Gwyn's at third. Wes Wallace bats third. He's in center field. Jaku Calderon's the DH tonight. Vinny Galetti's at first. Bautista is the right field. Marty's in left tonight. Garcia at shortstop. Joe Rendazzo is the catcher, and this group will take on Nick DeBar, who also doubles as the pitching coach. And for Nick, the stats not that great this year. And he comes in with a record of 3-4, 767 on the earned run average. Way high for Nick. Here's the pitch, and a bunt attempt, and it's going to be a foul ball. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Witt, Monger, Williams left to right in the outfield for San Rafael. Taylor, Herrera, Brill, Gillespie, third to first in the infield. Rizzatello behind the plate for the aforementioned right-hander, Nick DeBar. So Nick, born 1983. He is not a kid. 6'4", 225 pounds, resides out in Pleasanton, California. 4th season with the Pacifics. Right-hander comes set, and the pitch swung on. That is hit hard into center field. But there's Cameron Monger, reaches up, makes the catch, and quickly one up and one down as Valdez flies to center. Well, that'll bring up B.J. Gwynn. And B.J. Gwynn has really been a nice find for the Diamonds. And a base hit, 3 walks, 3 runs scored last night for B.J. They finally did retire him late in that ball game on a strikeout. That came in the 8th, but had reached his first 4 at-bats. Here's the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. And the count 1-0 to B.J. So he was a thorn in the Pacific side yesterday. Diamonds changing up the lineup here a little bit. Vinny Galletti starting to slide down in the order. The 1-0 pitch is on the inside corner for a strike, and the count 1-1. Wes Wallace waits on deck. Diamonds a 5-2 winner last night. And the 1-1 pitch from DeBar. That is a breaking ball inside, and the count 2 balls. Count strike 2 actually on the inside corner, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think I've shared Gwynn's story in the past. You know, his father was traded to the Cubs. He was playing in Modesto.
1-2 pitch that just misses 2-2.
And he was traded to the Cubs for a reliever, middle relief pitcher. His name was, well, I shouldn't say his name, but he ended up being AL MVP and Cy Young in 1989. 1990 for the A's.
Andre Dawson?
Nope.
Swing, and this is in line. That's going to be caught by the shortstop Herrera, and that was hit on the button by Gwynn, but he is out number 2.
Well, the Cubs sent him over to the A's.
Oh, so Canseco won
Dennis
the MVP in
Eckersley.
'89.
Dennis Eckersley.
Oh, you said MVP.
And MVP and Cy Young. He won both the same year, 1990.
Okay.
Yeah.
1990.
Yeah.
All right. So Gwynn lines out to second, and that'll bring up Wes Wallace. So Wes has continued to hit well, average over 300. And the first pitch to him is up high for a ball. The strikeouts are kind of high, but when you look at the production, well, he's hitting over 300, driving in runs for you. You'll take the strikeouts.
Well, he's not hitting into double plays.
That's
true.
true.
You look at it from that perspective, right? You know.
1-0 pitch to Wes, and that's outside for a ball. But that really is the way the trend that baseball has gone, and they're teaching guys to hit the ball in the air more. Saying not worrying about the strikeouts if you're behind in the count necessarily now, Karam. They're not saying shorten up your swing and go the other way. Swing and a pop-up. And
well,
this
he
one
is
into left field, and the left fielder Witt coming over, foul territory, reaches up and almost overran the play as he makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for DeBar, and we'll head now to the top of the second. Pacifics and Diamonds, no score. To the top of the second we go. Brent Gillespie will lead it off. Ryan Witt and then Miles Williams. Should anybody reach, we'd see Mark Lindsay, the DH, and talking about guys who get called up and how things end up working out. And you just never know how it's going to shake out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think the whole league was really high on Brian Gwynn. He was one of the top prospects.
Swing and a miss.
And but you know, he was traded to the Cubs, and it never worked out for him.
Is that where Eckersley came from, the Cubs, too?
Yes. Eckersley won over 100 games in Chicago as a starting pitcher.
He was with the Indians, too, right? Here's the pitch,
yes,
swinging a ground ball. Solano has it on the mound. Off the mound, the flip over to Galletti, and an easy first out to Brent Gillespie.
So to be more accurate, I can say he won over 100 games before. Actually, sorry, he won 200 games before he came to the A's. So he's the only reliever in Major League history, only pitcher, to win 200 games and have 200 saves.
Wow. Yeah, he did have an incredible career. And didn't he, like, throw a no-hitter or something like
with the Cubs? With the Cubs.
Not with. I thought he did with the Indians, too.
It might have been with the Cubs, yeah. I believe it was the Cubs.
Because for a while, he was one of the better starting pitchers in the American League. There's a pitch inside for a ball. And I think it was at that time when Tony La Russa was really kind of starting to make that specialization in the bullpen more prevalent. Swinging a broken bat ground ball right side. Charging is Vandel's. Got it. Throws over. Not in time. It's an infield base hit for Ryan Witt. Very close play, but
well, that
Witt's
base
able
hit
to
cost
beat
him
it
a
out.
bat.
And he's kind of lucky he did break his back. We take another look on Bay Area Sports TV, but this one just not hit hard enough. Valdez.
Audemars could have barehanded it and maybe, but it's safe. That's right.
Yeah, good call over there by Eric Thompson, the field umpire. But Solano gives up a base hit, but boy, it was a good pitch that time that really sawed off Ryan Witt's bat. Here's Miles Williams. This one could be two. Grounded to short. The second for one, and that's all they're going to get. Ball had not hit hard enough, but nice job out there by Audemars to stay on the bag while making the catch and getting the lead runner. So it's a fielder's choice that allows Miles Williams to reach, and now here comes Mark Lindsay, the DH.
Yeah, better flip. Could have gotten, could have called for a close play over first, but the flip was a little off, and they were lucky to get that play at second base.
And Miles does run really well with that ball hit as softly as it was. That was going to be a tough 6-4 to 3. So here's Lindsay, the DH. 2 outs, 1 on, and the pitch from Solano. Good fastball in there for a strike. And now we would think that we would see that secondary pitch. He's been going fastball first and then the changeup. And in the early returns, working out quite well for right-hander Brett Solano. Williams doesn't run a whole lot, just a handful of steals on the year. Here's the pitch, and that looked like the changeup there. It's high for a ball. And the
yeah,
count
so he
1-1.
just missed there, but he's consistently been around.
Any other potential prospects on the horizon, Karam? Here's a throwback over to first.
You know, we're really late in the year now. I think we have 6 more days to go before we can't make any more changes. I don't see anything. I think if we get handed a big time catcher, that might be something. But
up high, 2-1.
Big time hitting catcher, I should say. You know, that might be something.
Those don't grow on trees.
Those
though,
don't grow on trees. You know, pitching wise, I think we're in good shape. Dennis Neal and Travis Blackley, you would expect that, you know, they would have better starts, and at some point they're going to have better starts.
2-1 pitch in there for a strike. It's 2-2. Certainly Tyler Steyerwaltz had a nice year for the Diamonds. Corey McDonald's continued to pitch extremely well. And even the bullpen of late a lot better. Joe Lewis and Jordan Brink, not only good outings last night, but lately those two have both pitched really well out of the bullpen. 2-2 pitch, here it is, swinging a foul up and over the screen and out of play, and the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Jordan Brink has been a big pickup for us, and Joe Lewis, we've always known what he can do. Jordan Brink, you know, it took him some time here to get adjusted, but it looks like he's finding his own, and you know, 9 or 10 saves now, a home stretch. Hopefully he can save 5 or 6 more big games for us. That'd be great.
He walked the tightrope last night, but got it done. 2-2 pitches grounded to short. Garcia's got it, steps on second, and the inning is over. So 1 hit, 1 left for San Rafael here in the top of the second, and after an inning and a half from Winter Chevrolet Stadium, the Pacifics and the Diamonds, no score.
Getting off the second inning. Designated hitter, J.Q. Calderon.
Bottom of the second we go. Here's J.Q. Calderon to lead it off. Calderon, Galletti, and Gerald Bautista. Should anybody reach, we'd see Javier Marta Carrena. So here's J.Q. And for Calderon last night, couple of base hits, walk, sacrifice fly, and an RBI. The left-handed batter had himself a fine evening yesterday, trying to keep it going here against Nick DeBar. And the first pitch from Nick, and that's low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Couple of hits so far for the Pacifics. Herrera led it off with a double, but he was stranded when Solano got Rizzatello to ground out and struck out Monger and Jake Taylor. A 1-0 pitch, and that one is swinging a ground ball right side. Aaron Brill to one knee to get it over to first in time, and Jake Hu is out number 1. And that second hit came of the infield variety. Ryan Whitten in the last half inning broke his bat in a roller to second base that was just not hit hard enough for Otomar Valdez to make a play on, but that's it. 6-4 fielder's choice for Williams, and a 6 unassisted off the bat of Mark Lindsay took care of that inning. So the early returns for Brett Solano in his starting debut. 2 innings, no runs. That pitch is outside to Vinny Galletti. Vinny Galletti hitting .372. He's come down from those lofty heights of the .424 that I believe he topped out at. But it's come down grudgingly, and he's still 40 points better than anybody else in the association. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 1-1. And Vinny right there in the mix with the leaders in RBIs. And looking at that MVP race, you'd have to say Vinny right at the top of the list. Carranza, also for the Stoppers, who won it last year, putting together another good season for him. Swinging, this one is laced into center field. That's a base hit for Galletti. And that is a 1-out hit, and that'll bring up Gerald Bautista. So Nick DeBar in his 4th season with the Pacifics and is the 2nd longest tenured Pacific. Graduate of Amador Valley High School in Pleasanton. He attended Lassen College and actually drafted by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in the 14th round in 2002. And that was the Major League Baseball first year, 2002 MLB first year player draft. And boy, DeBar has been around. You talk about these baseball odysseys. He's certainly got one of his own. And Bautista, an excuse me swing off the mound to get it is DeBar. He fires over to Gillespie in time for the out. So Bautista is out number 2. He is out 1-3, and Marta Carrena now will bat as Galletti has moved down to second base. So an RBI chance here for Marta Carrena. DeBar has played for 17 different minor league teams since 2002 and spent time with AAA affiliates in Tampa Bay and with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I'm trying to think that if you go back to that time, the Dodgers AAA affiliate has moved around so much, not exactly sure where that was in 2009. They were in Albuquerque for so very long, and they were in Vegas, known as the 51s, now in Oklahoma City. DeBar kicks, fires, and the first pitch to Marta Carrena outside for a ball, and they count 1 ball and no strikes. Marty trying to keep it alive for Jose Garcia, the 8th place hitter. Galletti base hit. He's now at second base with 2 outs. DeBar will look back there, and the pitch, and this one's way outside for a ball. And they count 2 balls and no strikes. Now, for those of you on Mixlr, listening to us on Mixlr.com, the Diamonds in their orange jerseys with the white pants, navy blue with the white trim, and the gray pants for San Rafael tonight. Right-handed batting, Marta Carrena waits, waving that back up high above his head. The 2-0 pitch, and that is a floater in there for a strike, and they count 2-1. As Marta Carrena looking back at Mark Beller, the home plate umpire, and Marty in agreement that was in fact a strike. There goes Galletti. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball just wide of third and foul, and just out of the reach of a diving Jake Taylor. If that had been fair, Jake would have been able to make a play on that ball. I don't know if he would have been able to throw out Marta Carrena. But off the bat, that looked like extra bases down the line, but instead it's a foul ball, and they count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Javier Marta Carrena. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Galletti taking that risk. They always say you never want to make the first or the third out at third base Vinny was throwing caution to the wind the last time. They're not holding him again, getting a huge lead. And now DeBar will at least make him stop. The middle infielders, Herrera at short and Brill at second, not really dogging Vinny at the bag right now. The outfield fairly deep except in right. Miles Williams is short. There's a check swing by Marta Corena. Did he go? And Eric Thompson does not make the safe signal as to say no swing, but apparently no swing as the count goes to 3-2. So DeBar's gone all the way here with Marta Corena. Does have first base open. Jose Garcia waiting on deck, so not necessarily does Nick have to throw a strike here. Payoff pitch, here it is, swung on. That is going to be a little looper up the middle, a base hit. Here comes Galletti around third. Cameron Monger up with the ball in center field. He won't throw to the plate, and the Diamonds lead it 1-0 on a 2-out RBI base hit by Javier Marta Corena, and the Diamonds draw first blood, 1-0 Pittsburgh. Well, he didn't have to come into him, but he did. Talking about DeBar, and Marta Corena didn't hit it all that hard, but hard enough to get it into center field for a base hit. So Javier comes through with a 2-out base hit to drive in Vinny Galletti. So a couple of hits in the inning for the Diamonds, and they've taken the lead. Here's Garcia. Marta Corena, not a big threat to run, but getting a big lead over there. Slips as he was trying to go. This one is popped up right side. Brent Gillespie out gives way. This ball's going to bounce. It's going to be a fair ball. Boy, that was a weird-looking play. Brent Gillespie had gone behind the bag at first base. Aaron Brill had come over from his second base spot. Gillespie overran the play. Brill was there, but apparently nobody caught it. And it ends up falling on the infield for what I guess is going to be a base hit. Not sure who you would charge the error to, and some people say that you should have a statistic that goes under the category of team error, and that would certainly qualify there, but no such statistic exists in baseball at this point, so that is going to be a 2-out base hit for Jose Garcia. So here's Joe Randazzo, giving McKeon some time off, and some well-deserved time off for Alex, that's for sure. Right-handed batter waits, the pitch is outside for a ball, and the count 1-0. And on that play, Marta Corena able to go all the way around to third base. So the Diamonds with runners at first and third now. So Garcia, second on the team in steals to Odemar Valdez. See if he doesn't want to take off here, being held on by Gillespie. 1-0 pitch, and that's high for a ball, and they count 2 balls and no strikes. So Nick DeBar in some trouble here. He's given up a run on 3 hits. That last hit, however, should have been the end of this inning. Instead, DeBar's got to meander his way through the catcher, Joe Randazzo. 2-0 pitch to Joe, swing, and that's a little looper. And that's not going to be over the head of Brill, into right, a base hit. Miles Williams, who was playing very shallow, comes in to make the play. But that's going to be an RBI base hit, scoring Marta Corena, and the Diamonds lead it 2-0. So Garcia moves down to second. And on the inning, Galletti got a base hit. He has scored. Marta Corena, 2-out RBI base hit. He has scored as well. Garcia able to keep it alive with a base hit. And then Randazzo able to drive in a run with a base hit. So 3 hits in the inning for Pittsburgh. Make that 4. Make that 4 hits now, and 3 in a row with 2 outs. So here's Odemar Valdez. He flew out to center his first time. Bats here with 2 on and 2 out, and the first pitch, a fastball outside, and they count 1 ball with no strikes. B.J. Gwynn waiting on deck. Diamonds baseball coming to you on BayAreaSports.tv and Mixler.com. Here's Valdez moving up in the box against DeBar now. The 1-0 pitch swing and a ground ball right side. Gillespie's got it, steps on the bag, and the inning finally comes to an end, but not before the Diamonds score 2. They get 4 hits, 3 of them after 2 are out. They leave 2 And at the end of 2, it's the Diamonds 2, Pacifics nothing. All right, to the top of the 3rd we go. Aaron Brill, the 9th place hitter, and the Pacific 2nd baseman will lead it off. Then back to the top of the order for Juan Herrera, then Mike Rizzatello. 9, 1, and 2 here to face Brett Solano. And so far, so good for Brett in his starting debut. 2 innings, no runs, giving up a couple of hits, and stranded both runners. Diamonds came up with 2 in that last half inning, and they lead it 2-0. And the pitch, and looked like he was coming up to bunt, was Aaron Brill, and decided against it. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Aaron Brill, the former Diamond, and that pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. So Aaron Brill has seen the average dip quite a bit, hitting just .218. Hits this one in the air right field. And backing up there is Bautista, now coming in, reaches up, makes the catch. And Gerald has it for the first out here. And 1 up, 1 down here as we start the 3rd.
Shortstop, number 6, Juan Herrera.
So Brill flies out to right field. Here's Juan Herrera, got himself a double. His first time leading off the ball game. And the pitch to him, and that is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. So Juan Herrera hitting at .236 coming in. Scored 16 runs on the year. And 14 RBIs, a pitch a bit low. And leading off tonight also has 4 home runs on the season for the club. Trying to get things started here in the 3rd with his club down 2-0. Right-handed batter waits, and the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul right side back to the screen. And the count 1-2. I think Greg Miraz, the play-by-play man of the Pacifics, was giving the score from the wine country as the Admirals and the Stompers doing battle in game 2 of their 3-game set. There's a pitch way up high on the fastball. Boy, that one really popped the glove nicely there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He said 2-1, but I'm not exactly sure who he said was in the lead. Here's the pitch, and Solano takes something off there, and that's going to be inside for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Juan Herrera, with Rizzatello waiting on deck. But the Stompers have been tripped up a little bit lately, and the Admirals has been the second half surprise. Payoff pitch, swing and a broken bat roller. Garcia's got it at short, charging, fires in time to get him. 2 up and 2 down, and here comes Rizzatello with the bases empty.
Batting for the Pacifics, catcher Michael Rizzatello.
So Brill flies to right. Herrera grounds to short. Here's Rizzatello. He grounded to short his first time. He's 0 for 1. And Rizzatello coming in, hitting at .291. 52 hits on the season for him. Takes a strike. And the count 0-1. Pretty nice crowd here in Pittsburgh today. The pitch is low for a ball. And the count 1-1. And the crowds have certainly been better here of late. And we hope that's shades of things to come. I'm wondering how much the Diamonds would benefit from having a team in Martinez next year. Big swing and a miss. And there is that changeup that Karam Shah was talking about earlier that Brett Solano uses. That's his secondary pitch, and that has been a very effective pitch so far this evening. The 1-2 pitch, fastball is low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's been certainly using the fastball to start with and then using the changeup off of that fastball, and the Pacifics have so far not been able to figure it out. 2-2 pitch, and this one is hit hard, left center field. That's a way back, and this one is going to be, it's going to a couple of hops roll to the wall. It's going to be a double for Rizzatello. He'll stop there as the throw comes in from center field from Wes Wallace. So that one was hit very hard. Second double of the night for the Pacifics. This one comes with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Now Rizzatello aboard at second base. Here's Cameron Monger, who struck out his first time.
Number 21, center fielder Cameron Monger.
So Monger gets an at-bat in an RBI situation, and you figure they're going to definitely pitch to him, first base open or not. Jake Taylor waits on deck. You do not want to see Taylor with runners on base. So Monger, a good position to bat in, right ahead of the league's leading home run hitter. Swing and a pop foul as this one goes back to the screen, and the count no balls and 1 strike. There's a good look at Brett Solano. He stranded a runner in the first, stranded one in the second, trying to do likewise here in the third. Anthony Schultz along with you here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium at Pittsburgh. Diamonds leading at 2-0, trying to take game number 2 of this 3-game series. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. And there is that changeup again. And that one had a bit of fade to it as it was running away from the right-handed batter Monger, and he swings right over the top. 7 hits in the ball game now, 4 belonging to Pittsburgh. Outfield plays Monger. Straight away, medium deep. And the 0-2 pitch to him swung on, and that ball's hit hard, left side, but well foul. And the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. So much about hitting is where you're positioned in the lineup. And there's certainly a situation where Monger knows they are not going to try to walk him. They're certainly not going to try to pitch around him here. You figure, no balls and 2 strikes. They're still going to go after him. Look back at second by Solano. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. Ball gets away. And Randazzo fires down to first in time for the out. He had to avoid the bat that was on the ground right at his feet in front of him. He does so nicely. And the inning is over. It's a double for Rizzatello, but he gets no further. Nothing to cross for the Pacifics here in the top of the third as they strand a runner after 2.5 here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium. It's the Pacifics and the Diamonds. Diamonds leading it 2-0.
Real estate in sports. That's why a coach is located there to help runners navigate the valuable turf. There's help.
Bottom of the third we go. So far, so good for the Diamonds and Brett Solano. Solano threw 3 innings and no run so far for the Pacifics. He's given up 3 hits, including a couple of doubles. Herrera got 1, Rizzatello got 1, but all 3 batters who have reached against him have been stranded. And it'll bring up B.J. Gwynn now to lead it off for the Diamonds here in the bottom of the third. Wes Wallace and then J.Q. Calderon. So the second, third, and fourth hitters to face Nick DeBar. Nick gave up a couple of runs in that last inning. And the pitch, and that one is swung on, hit hard, and Brett Gillespie stays down nicely over there at first base, steps on the bag, and Gwynn on 1 pitch is out number 1. So Gwynn out 3 unassisted. He is 0 for 2 now. Wallace, who flew out to left his first time, he's 0 for 1. And Wes Wallace stands in against Nick DeBar. J.Q. Calderon waits on deck. Here's the pitch from Nick, and that's outside for a ball. We told you that Nick spent those times all the time in the minor league, 17 different minor league teams. Got a career win-loss record of 65-71 as the next pitch is in there for a strike. 2015 was his best season in San Rafael. He had a 5-5 record that year with the Pacifics, posting a .368 earned run average. Here's the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 1-2. This year has not been as kind to Nick DeBar. That ERA has soared. The Diamonds have seen him before this season. They were pretty rough on him, and the pitch is low for a ball, and the count 2-2. Last start, DeBar gave up 7 runs. And we're all in the first inning back on July the 1st. He allowed 10 overall. There's one that hops up there. And that is ball 3, 3-2. Give up 10 runs overall in that ball game against Pittsburgh in just 3 1/3 innings. Made several starts against the Diamonds. Limited success. Payoff pitch, swinging a ground ball to short. Herrera's got it, charging, fires over to first in time for the out. 2 up and 2 down as Wes Wallace grounds out 6-3, and that'll bring up Jaku Calderon. The last start for DeBar gave up 4 runs over 5 2/3. That was in Vallejo last Thursday. The deciding runs coming on a 2-run home run by Vladimir Gomez. Here's Jaku. He takes the fastball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. He walked 4 and struck out 5 in that ball game, marking the 4th straight start in which he's walked at least 3. So the bases on balls have been an issue for Nick DeBar. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and that was a good changeup. We've been talking about Solano's changeup, and that was a great one from Nick DeBar there for strike 1, and they count 1-1 to Jaku Calderon. Calderon grounded out to second his first time. That was leading off the second inning. Diamond's able to put together a rally after that and put up a couple of runs. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. They count 2 balls and 1 strike to Jaku, the Diamond's designated hitter. Vinny Galletti waiting on deck. Home half of the 3rd. Scott McDonald will be joining you in the next half inning. He'll be with you the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and I'll be back for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. A 2-1 pitch. Here it comes, and swung on it, missed. Strike 2. And DeBar takes something off again, and Jaku way out in front. And they count 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody aboard here for the Diamonds. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Pittsburgh. 0-3-0 so far for San Rafael. DeBar looks in, has the side from Rizzatello, and the 2-2 pitch. Looked like he tried to throw that changeup again. This one stays high and fades outside, and they count full now at 3-2. You figure you got to come into Jaku here, even though he's got power. You got Vinny Galletti waiting on deck. Jaku waits, payoff pitch, and that's up high and away again for a ball. He went back to that changeup, missed with it again. So Calderon with 2 outs draws the walk, and here comes Galletti. He got things started off in that second inning. When he got a base hit, he would later score on the RBI by Marta Corena with 2 outs. So the Diamonds in the second inning were able to make quite a bit of 2-out noise, getting their 2 runs, trying to make some more here in the 3rd. Left-handed batting, Galletti waits. Here's the pitch to Vinny, swinging a foul left side and out of play, and the count 0-1. Gerald Bautista waits on deck. Tomorrow, same starting time here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium, the finale of this 3-game series. Angel Mejia goes for San Rafael, and Travis Blackley, whose last couple of starts haven't been his best, looks to get back on the beam tomorrow for Pittsburgh. 6:30 start right here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Vinny skies this one into center field. And going back on the ball is Monger. He's there. He makes the catch. The side is retired. A 2-out walk to Calderon doesn't hurt. And we are through 3 innings of play here from Pittsburgh. The Diamonds 2 and the Pacifics nothing.
Top of the 4th inning, and you know, Tony Schultz and I switch positions. He is now going to be providing the public address announcing here for the next 3 innings. I am going to be here telling you what's happening with the Diamonds and the Pacifics. And Brent Solano's professional debut, he pitches to Jake Taylor to lead off the 4th inning, and it gets a foul back, and it's 0-1. It has been a great start for Brett, who has not given up a run. He's got 3 strikeouts. If you heard the pregame show, Aaron Miles was saying he was hoping He might go 2-2-2. Here's a pitch to Taylor, and it's low for a ball, 1-1. 2-2-2, meaning he might have Solano pitch for 2 innings, and then Angel Lara pitch for 2 innings, and then maybe Skylar Shaw Fuss. And if he could get to the 6th with those 3 guys, he would have been happy. Well, here we are in the 4th, and Solano's still on the mound. Here's the pitch. This one is whacked to the left side foul, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-0, Pittsburgh with the lead here. 2 runs and 4 hits for the Diamonds. No runs, 3 hits for the Pacifics. Our last update from the Admirals and the Stompers had the Admirals leading 2-1. So the Diamonds, who have picked up 2 games in 2 days on Sonoma, would love to make it 3 games in 3 days if they can hold on here, and that score would hold, but we're a long way from the finish in either one of those games. Jake Taylor, who leads the league in home runs with 17, is in here with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Solano has a sign for Randazzo. This is a new battery for the Diamonds. Here's a pitch outside for a ball. Randazzo getting his first start. Solano getting his first start. And so far, they have both done a good job. In fact, Randazzo got an RBI single his first time up and has performed well behind the plate. Taylor just barely bats it back to Solano, who throws him out at first, and that's out number 1. He really didn't want to swing at that ball, but he couldn't check his swing early enough, and the ball hit it. It went on about 2 bounces back to Solano, a very easy out. That brings up Brent Gillespie. He grounded out to Solano his first time up, so he's going to step into the batter's box. 0-1. Solano, a right-hander against a left-hander Gillespie. 1 down, nobody on. 2-0 Pittsburgh. The pitch is a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The Vallejo Admirals are 2 games behind Sonoma and playing the Stompers tonight. The pitch is low and in the dirt inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Next up is Ryan Witt. The Pacifics are the struggling team in the Pacific Association at the moment. The 2-0 pitch from Solano is swung on and lifted foul and out of play, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. They were swept by Vallejo coming into this game, then lost to the Diamonds last night, and trailing here started the day 5 games out of first place. The 2-1 count and the 2-1 pitch from Brett Solano. That's a ball, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Solano hasn't walked anybody in the game so far, and that is often the key to victory. It's not giving them free passes to the base pass that often cause problems later. The 3-1 pitch, and he hits this one high and deep, and Wallace goes back. I don't think there's any chance. It's gone. So Gillespie did not get a walk. He got a home run. Shows how much I know. 3 balls and 1 strike pitch, and he just hit the ball well over the right center field fence. And it is now going to be 2-1 in favor of the Diamonds, as Gillespie's home run came with nobody on base. Ryan Witt will step to the plate. The left fielder.
Ryan Witt.
2-1 now. The Diamonds' lead has been cut in half. First pitch to him is a strike. It's 0-1. I've lost Ryan Witt's bat. Here it is. I just found Ryan. If he's on here at all, Ryan Witt. I have no numbers for Ryan Witt. This pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. A home run for Brent Gillespie, and that was the first that is a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So I'm not sure that this is Ryan Witt's first game for them, but without any numbers at all, that would be an indicator that that's the case. And here's the pitch to him, and he hits this one high and to left field. Marty Carrena going out. Over comes Gwynn, and here comes the shortstop. Who's going to get there? No one. Marty Carrena makes a sliding attempt, but he was short of the ball, and the fence was coming up to him in a hurry. And so he's out. He's out. He couldn't make the catch. Here comes Ryan Witt. I was a little confused because Miles Williams came out to pick up Ryan's bat and hand it to him there. A very nice gesture. But I thought he was coming up thinking he was going to hit, and I thought, well, Ryan didn't get out, so this is going to be interesting. Williams will go back to the on-deck circle. Witt will step back into the batter's box. The count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. That pitch is fouled back, and so the count stays at 1 ball and a strike. Solano with 1 out, 1 run in, facing Ryan Witt here. Timeout is Witt thought he was taking too much time and called timeout. Ryan Witt is a mystery player. I can't find anything on him on Baseball Reference on the scores on the point streak that the Pacific Association puts their stats on. Here's the pitch. He lines this one into left field, and that is going to be Marty Carrena comes and cuts it off from going to the corner. Can he get him at second? He's going to throw it back in, and Witt's not going to even try. So nice play by Marty Carrena in left field to cut that ball off before it got all the way to the wall, and that keeps the runner at first base. And now Brett Solano is facing his first trouble spot here. He's got runner at first. He's a home run already on the board. Miles Williams steps up here. He into a fielder's choice his first time. There goes Randazzo back to home plate after his brief discussion with Solano. And they will figure out what they want to do here with Miles Williams. 1 down. The Diamonds, of course, are hoping for a double play ball. Solano with his sign, and he comes to the plate, and that pitch bounces off of Randazzo and keeps him in front of him. He must be taking catching lessons from Alex McKeon. And let me advise you, Joseph, that may not be the smartest thing to do. Alex, well known for his body's distress, because it is the biggest path, the biggest fence or wall between that ball and the backstop, and he uses it repeatedly to stop the ball. Here's the pitch swung on and missed by Miles Williams. It's 1-1. Williams has batted before 221 times so far this year, 253 average for him. This pitch is swung on and popped up, and it is out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Williams came into the game with 9 home runs and 37 RBIs. So he's got the power to give the Pacifics a lead here at any moment. Here's the pitch. That is a ball, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some people in the stadium felt differently, but the man who mattered called it a ball. Tony Schultz waves at himself, saying he thought that was a strike, but unfortunately Tony doesn't get to call him either. 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. So if somewhere there is a great judge equaling things out, I guess they took hold of that matter. And Williams swings and misses, and he strikes out. Mark Lindsay is coming to the plate. Mark is playing DH tonight. He steps in here with a runner at first and 2 down. Brett Solano trying to hold on to the Diamonds' 1-run lead now. It's 2-1. The pitch, a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Lindsay lined out to Jose Garcia, his first time up. The pitch from Solano is swung on a line foul, and it's 1-1. Solano out of Menlo College and had a very successful career there. Menlo College is on the peninsula, obviously. Now he's come across the bay and landed in Pittsburgh. 1 ball and 1 strike count. Mark Lindsay at the plate with 2 down. The runner, Ryan Witt, has his lead. The pitch is swung on a miss for a strike. It's 1-2. The mysterious Ryan Witt. When I get a chance, I'm going to go talk to the San Rafael broadcaster and find out some information about this young man who's at first base. There he is, number 27. His face isn't on any milk cartons that I know of. So here's a pitch. Oh, it gets by Galletti as the throw to first base. Witt was diving to get back in. Galletti's running all the way to the bullpen to get the ball, and Witt has gone on to second base. That's going to be an error on
E1.
E1. Error on the pitcher. So now they've got a runner in scoring position, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and of course changes the severity or the seriousness of the situation, because a single or a mistake could end up scoring a run and tying this ball game. So Solano has his sign from Randazzo, and the pitch. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. 2-1, Pittsburgh leads. Solano looks back at second again. Now to the plate. Line to the right side and over into right center field. That's a base hit. Cutting it off will be Calderon, but that's not going to stop a run from scoring, and it's tied up at 2. Ryan Witt comes in to score from second base on that single for Mark Lindsay, and so now Aaron Brill will come to the plate, the second baseman, the number 9 batter for San Rafael, and the Pacifics have made themselves an inning here. They started out with Jake Taylor, their most dangerous hitter, hitting the ball weakly to the pitcher, and Solano throwing him out. But then Gillespie homered. Ryan Witt got a single. Miles Williams struck out. And then a error on the pitcher on a throw to first that got by Galletti allowed the runner to go to second base, and he just scored on Mark Lindsay's single, where Lindsay is still at first base. It's 2-2 is the score here in the top of the 4th. The pitch to Brill is swung on and missed, and it's a strike 0-1. That ball was, well, of course, the home run was well hit, and that last single was really well hit. So was Witt's single, which almost went all the way to the wall. Marty Carrera making a good play to cut it off. This pitch is high and inside for a ball, and it's 1-1. So the Pacifics, on their second time through the order here, seem to have found some parts of Solano to their liking, and have had 3 very hard hit balls that have resulted in a home run and 2 singles. Not to mention 2 runs scored. Here's a pitch. Swung on, bounded foul, 1-2. Aaron Brill flew out to Bautista in right field his first time up. The Diamonds, once again, moving people around from DH to right field to third base. And an ever-shifting environment. The Diamonds they just have a lot of good hitters. Hard to get them all into the lineup at the same time, and Miles likes to give them all a chance. Here's a pitch high for a ball. It's 2-2. So today, Wagner's not playing third base. Gwynn is in at third. The designated hitter is Calderon. Bautista gets his turn in right field. Calderon is often in right field and started there this year. So it's just a matter of moving parts that you hope you put the right combo in every day. Here's a pitch fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some people don't move. Garcia at shortstop, Valdez at second base, Wallace in center field, and Marty Carrera is almost always in left field. Galletti, when his foot is okay, is on in first base, and when his foot is not okay, he's a designated hitter. But the last thing they're going to do is take his bat out of the lineup. Randazzo behind the plate today. He's getting to play. Alex McKeon gets a day off to heal some of those bruises. And this is Randazzo's first start for the Diamonds, and the first start for Brett Solano on the mound at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch swung and fouled back. Count stays at 2-2. Britt takes a walk around home plate there, taking it all in. Get his batting gloves right. Look at, chokes up just a little bit on that bat. Now he's ready to go 2-2. The runner at first base, Mark Lindsay. Here's a pitch. Ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Solano doesn't miss by much, but doesn't quite get the call he wants from the home plate umpire. Full count now. So that gives Lindsay a chance to run on the pitch from first base. Gleddy not holding him on, so he'll get a large lead anyway. There he is with his lead. It's not the biggest lead in history, but there he goes. Here's a pitch. This one has popped up into the short center field grass. Valdez says he has it, and he does, and that's out number 3. So the Diamonds give up 2 runs here in the 4th inning on 3 hits. The Pacifics leave a runner, and at the end of 3.5 to score, Pittsburgh 2, San Rafael 2. All right, we're ready to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. We got a brand new ball game, as they say. The Diamonds had a 2-0 lead to the top of the 4th, and they gave up 2 runs. So it is 2-2 now after 3.5. 6 hits for the Pacifics, 4 hits for the Diamonds. Gerald Bautista is up here to lead off. He'll be followed by Javier Marticarena, and then Jose Garcia now hitting the 8th spot, which is the first time he's done that in the season. And he responded by getting a single his first time up, but we're 2 spots ahead of that. And here's Gerald Bautista, who went into a fielder's choice, I believe, for the first time. Here's the bar, who Bautista greets him. A line drive, base hit to left field, and that's going to go into the corner and off the wall. Bautista's on his way to second. The throw comes in from the left fielder, Witt, and Bautista's on his second with a double.
Now batting for the Diamonds, left fielder Javier Marticarena.
Marticarena comes up here with a runner at second and nobody out. DeBar has had some horrible outings here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium this season. In fact, he's pitched against the Diamonds 5 times, and he has not had a good outing. But he has pitched well against other people. And tonight, he has done a fine job giving up 2 runs through 3 innings. But all of a sudden here in the bottom of the 4th, Gerald Bautista with a line drive down the left field line for a double, and he's on at second base with nobody out. And here comes Javier. Marticarena with that deceptive speed and a powerful bat. Steps in here playing left field for the Diamonds, as always. Came in hitting .263, has 5 home runs, 33 RBIs. Trying to pick up 34 right here. DeBar looks back at second and comes to the plate. Swung on a bound to left side foul, and that's going to be 0-1. Back in the third base coaching box is Aaron Miles. As last night, maybe you got a chance to hear us chat with Joe Torre, who had been coaching third base. There's Bautista's lead with Marticarena on at the plate. And we talked to Joe about that third base coaching philosophy, about when you send the runner, when you don't send the runner. And he said he had his own philosophy. He came and he said he learned a lot from Aaron. Here's a pitch high for a ball, and it's 1-1. And so today we got to also talk with Aaron about that on the pregame show. Angel Laura is on the mound, and if it sounds like we were talking to a lot of people, we already did a profile of Angel Laura before the game that will appear on BayAreaSports.tv coming up on a future game, so don't miss that. Here's the pitch outside for a ball. In fact, we're going to be on BayAreaSports.tv tomorrow night as well as Mixler, of course. And if you watch BayAreaSports.tv, you get it before the game. We got the Aaron Miles Run Hits Aaron show before the game, and then before that we usually have a little highlight reel and a player profile that you get to see before the pregame show. And it hits Marticarena in the helmet and bounces away. He is apparently okay. He just threw away the bat and ran down to first base.
Pittsburgh
So it helped. The ball came in from up high and curved down and maybe hit the bottom of his helmet and his shoulder, but whatever. It was not pleasant. Here is a replay on TV if you're watching BayAreaSports.tv with us. And here is the pitch, and boom, it hits him right on the back of the helmet. Wow. He is okay. Thank God for the helmet. So the Diamonds now have 2 on, nobody out. Jose Garcia to the plate, 1 for 1 tonight. Nick DeBar on the mound, and his pitch to Garcia is swung out and down the left field line. It goes foul, and it's 0-1. So back to this third base coaching philosophy. I was surprised when Vinny Galletti was on his second that he told him to try to score. Sent him around third onto the plate. Galletti scored without any problem. Miles said it just everything depends and it changes with every situation, every batter, every pitcher, every score. Here's a pitch to Garcia. This one is hit high and deep to left field. Back goes Witt, and he's there, and it is gone. As a 2-baser. Is it a ground rule double or a home run? It's a home run. A 3-run home run for Jose Garcia. And the Diamonds take the lead right back.
How about that, Diamonds fans?
Ryan Witt ran out to the left field fence, and I just could not see with the white background there whether it bounced in front of the fence. And I saw it over the fence. I didn't know if it bounced first. But it was a home run, and Jose Garcia has given the Diamonds a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 5-2, and there's still nobody out. Joseph Randazzo will step in here to face Nick DeBar. The first pitch is outside for a ball. Angel Laura has been pitching in the Diamonds dugout. There has been nobody up in the dugout, in the bullpen, and nobody up in the bullpen for San Rafael. So Nick DeBar still out here. This pitch, a strike, 1-1. DeBar is also the pitching coach. So I guess he would have to tell somebody to get up and start getting warm. Right now he's busy. 3-run home run for Jose Garcia, who had a spurt of home runs at the start of the season. Here's this pitch outside for a ball, and it's 2-1. And he looked like he was a surprise home run hitter, but he has been silent until then. It's really been a long time, and now he sends this one over the left field fence for his 4th home run of the year. And here's the pitch to Randazzo, and it's fouled away at the plate, and it's going to be two balls and 2 strikes, I think. There we go. I was conferring with the scoreboard, and the scoreboard was not agreeing with me, but now it has come in conformance. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Randazzo. There's a good shot of the dugout of the San Rafael Pacifics while Nick DeBar comes set and comes to the plate. And it barely... he tried to check a swing, and boink, it bounced off his bat. So the excuse me style of hitting, which doesn't get you very far usually. Every once in a while, I'll give you a single over someone's head. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on because Jose Garcia just cleared the bases with a 3-run homer. Here's a pitch from DeBar. Swung on, right back up the middle, base hit. Randazzo with his 2nd hit of the game. He's 2 for 2 in his first professional start, first start with the Diamonds. And the Diamonds now have 3 hits in the inning and 1 hit batter. So that might get somebody up going as the Pacific's catcher goes out to have a conversation. Rizzatello going to have a conversation with DeBar. 5-2 Pittsburgh here. And now here comes Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh is going to have his conversation. Rizzatello halfway back to the plate, saw Kavanaugh coming and put on the brakes, turned around, and now he's going to be out there for part of this confab, as they say. And Kavanaugh talks to his pitching coach. Now you can probably tell why people out there usually cover their mouth, because with this shot, if you could read lips, you could tell exactly what Kavanaugh was saying. I can't read lips. So you have to make up things like, why don't you throw a better pitch? But that's why they cover their mouths when they're out there talking, unless someone was on the other side. I had their computer on, had it at BayAreaSports.tv, and decided to read what Kavanaugh was saying and what secrets he might be sharing with Nick DeBar and Rizzatello. But he has now gone back to the dugout. There is someone up and throwing in your Pacific's bullpen, and that would be Pippin Quinn, who's throwing there. No relation, but I don't think it's any relation, but BJ Quinn is on is up on deck, and they spell it differently. BJ spells it with a G, and that Quinn spells it with a Q. So we've tried the relation thing before with Jose Garcia. We didn't come out on top. Valdez is up here, runner at first. Nobody out. Diamonds having their way with this fourth inning. Here's a pitch. It's low and inside, and Randazzo kind of faked going to steal, and had he tried it, he would have been there successfully because Rizzatello had a hard time with that pitch. It's 1-0. Runner at first. Nobody out. 3 runs in, 5-2 lead for the Diamonds. Throw to first. Randazzo back in. It's a little surprising to have a catcher get so much attention at first base, but we haven't had a chance to see Joseph, so we're not entirely sure what his attributes are, and perhaps speed is one of them. He's got a good lead. A throw to first. He's back in. Keeping him on there is Brent Gillespie. Randazzo gets out. He got a big. He's got a decent lead, that's for sure. That's the lead of someone who is thinking about going. Here's a pitch, low for a ball. BJ Gwynn is 2-0. No, it's Valdez is 2-0. I was thinking of BJ Gwynn because we not only talked to Angel Laura, we talked to Gwynn before today's game, a graduate of Berkeley High School, where my mother went to high school. So we're practically brothers. Long time ago, Berkeley High School, my mom went. 2-0 count, the 2-0 pitch. Right up the middle, off the glove of DeBar, into center field for a base hit. DeBar, I don't know if he hurt anything inside his hand, inside that glove, because it made a sound as it bounced off his glove, but he seems okay. And it is 2 on now, nobody out. BJ Gwynn will step in here.
Third baseman, BJ Gwynn.
That is the fourth hit of the inning. One of them a 3-run home run by Jose Garcia. Nobody is out. 2 people are on. BJ Gwynn is coming to the plate. Diamonds have already had a big inning. They're looking like they're going to make it a mammoth inning if they keep going like this. Quentin. Oops. This pitch is low for a ball. Pippin Gwynn, I got that name wrong. Pippin Gwynn is the guy throwing in the bullpen for your San Rafael Pacifics, and we might see him sooner than later if this keeps going. BJ Gwynn, left-handed batter against the right-handed DeBar, and there's a pitch from DeBar, and it's inside, and someone needs to get the phone. Two balls, no strikes to Gwynn. You can see Randazzo in the back of with his lead at second base. That pitch, strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Wes Wallace. Brett Solano pitched 4 innings for the Diamonds. He gave up 6 hits, 2 runs. We're not sure if he's coming out for the 5th inning or not. But if he does, it'll be with all these runs on his side. And this pitch is inside for a ball. 3 balls and a strike. 3 runs in, 2 runners on, nobody out. Randazzo is on at second base. Odemar Valdez on at first. We know how speedy Valdez is. We're not sure Randazzo isn't too fast himself. His pitch is lifted high. It's going to be back in foul territory. Rizzatello comes back and watches it go out of play. So the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes to BJ Gwynn with runners at first and second. The Diamonds could send the runners if they wanted with a lead 5-2. This takes us back to that discussion about third base coaching and the philosophy behind it. And Aaron said, as you have the lead, you get more liberal about things. You're willing to take more chances. With this kind of a lead and this kind of an inning, I think you might see the runners go on 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out, with Gwynn at the plate. Oh, Randazzo goes too early, and now comes the throw to second, and he's safe. Oh, my God. He barely... there's a little delay on DeBar's part before he threw the ball to second, and that delay is what cost him picking him off, because Randazzo was going, and he went too early. Here's the replay. So watch him. He gets DeBar set, and watch him. There he goes, and then he gets caught off there, and then it took DeBar just a hesitation to throw it, and that is what cost him getting the out. So, and let's see, and... he did not tag him. So there's a pitch to Gwynn. It's outside for a ball. So the runners were going on that pitch as well, but now they've walked him loaded.
Now batting for Pittsburgh, center fielder Wes Wallace.
Wes Wallace steps up here with the bases loaded, and that's not what you want to face if you are the pitcher, Nick DeBar. And will he face him? That will be interesting to see. Nobody is coming out there. He comes up to the top of the mound. We don't see Cavanaugh making a move. Quentin Pop is in Pippin Quinn. I'm never going to get this guy's name right. Here's a pitch from DeBar. It's a strike, and it's 0-1. It is Pippin Quinn is the guy's name who is up and throwing, but he still throws, as so does Nick DeBar continues to pitch here in the bottom of the 4th inning with 3 runs in, the bases loaded, and nobody out. The pitch outside for a ball. It bounces up and hits Rizzatello, and he is able to keep it in front of him, so nobody able to advance. And most importantly, at third base, Joseph Randazzo, who has 2 for 2 tonight in his first start for the Diamonds, and is now at third base. Second base, Otomar Valdez, and at first base, B.J. Gwynn. Wes Wallace at the plate with 1 ball and 1 strike. DeBar to the plate, 1-1, swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2. One and 2 count. There's Randazzo checking things out. Inching away from third as the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Wes Wallace will be the first out of the 4th inning. That sends up J.Q. Calderon with the bases loaded. So you want to pitch for San Rafael. Here's the good news. You got the bases loaded and you struck out Wes Wallace. Here's the bad news. Here comes Calderon. Calderon, the hottest hitter in the league, number 2 in the league's batting statistics, steps up here, a big, powerful left-handed batter against a right-handed DeBar. Bases are loaded. Pitch is hit high, and it is going to be taken by the center fielder. Tagging up is Randazzo. The throw is going to go to third, and the Diamonds will score on the sacrifice fly from J.Q. Calderon. And that makes it 6-2 here with runners at first and second. Monger made a smart play. He was not going to get Randazzo. He threw the ball to third base to keep Valdez from tagging up at second. And so with 2 outs, the Diamonds have batted around here with Vinny Galletti coming to the plate. And Galletti has a single and a fly out, and he is up here with runners at first and second. And yes, Calderon is number 2 in the league in hitting because he's behind this man, Vinny Galletti, league's leading hitter. Hits it to all different parts of the field with power. Valdez at second, Gwynn at first. The pitch to Galletti is a ball, and it's 1-0. A 4-run Diamond lead here in a monster 4th inning. 4 runs in. DeBar looks at Valdez, fakes going. Here's a pitch. Swung and foul back. So that was, in that game between the pitcher and the base runners, it looked like DeBar looked back a second, and just because Valdez thought he was looking, he faked going. But he didn't go. DeBar's late throw on a pickoff attempt probably cost the Pacifics a run because Randazzo was called safe at second, and then then at that point the sacrifice fly would not have been in the books. Here's the pitch. Ball to Galletti. It's 2-1. So that kept Randazzo on the bases. He eventually went to third on the walk to Gwynn, and he scored on Vinny Galletti's sacrifice. Calderon's sacrifice fly. It's Galletti at the plate now. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch, high and outside. For a ball, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And on deck, if Galletti should keep the inning alive, Gerald Bautista, who started off the inning with a double. The pitch is low ball 4, and Galletti has loaded, and once again the Diamonds have the bases loaded in this inning that won't go away for the Pacifics. The 10th batter for the Diamonds will walk up. Here comes Kavanaugh, and that's going to do it for Nick DeBar, who has had a miserable 4th inning, giving up 4 runs, leaving the bases loaded, and the incoming pitcher for the Pacifics will be Pippin Gwynn. 6'4", 230-pound pitcher. Oh man, it's Gwynn Pippin. Gwynn Pippin, right? All right, further indication that I have. I'm not meant to ever relay this guy's baseball career. Pippin Gwynn will step in. Gwynn Pippin is his name. Gwynn Pippin. Gwynn Pippin is his name. I'm trying to get this correct. Okay, yes, it is. It is confusing. For the simple mind, it is confusing. Gwynn Pippin. It's his 7th game for San Rafael. He started 2 games. He's pitched 18 1/3 innings. In that time, he has gotten 14 strikeouts, and and 13 walks. His record is 1 win and no losses. He does not have a save. His ERA is 6.38 after those 6 games. He will be up here with the bases loaded. Gerald Bautista will come to the plate. There are 2 down now in the bottom of the 4th. This inning that will not die for San Rafael. Bautista led it off with a double down the left field line. He was followed by Marty Carrena, who was hit by a pitch. Then Jose Garcia came up and hit the ball over the left field fence for a 3-run home run, and the Diamonds led 5-2 at that point. Randazzo to leave the base early. They had a chance to pick him off, but DeBar kind of double pumped and did not throw the ball to second as soon as he could have. That allowed Randazzo to get back in. Then Gwynn walked, and the bases were loaded. Calderon, Wes Wallace came up, he struck out, and then Calderon hit a sacrifice fly, Randazzo scoring, and that's why it's 6-2. Now Vinny Galletti has walked. The bases are back loaded. They've got Valdez at third, Gwynn at second, Galletti at first. The pitch to Bautista is swung on. He lifts this one high into short center field. Racing in is the center fielder Monger, and he comes in and he makes the catch. So the Diamonds leave the bases loaded, but they score 4. And at the end of 4 full, it's Pittsburgh 6 and San Rafael 2. So the Diamonds are out here on defense, ready to face the 5th inning. And out here on the mound, Brett Solano, who is going to pitch in the 5th inning with this 3-run lead. Angel Laura was warming up in the bullpen, but he has not come out. And I can't get you an updated score on the Vallejo-Sonoma game on this ball hits the umpire. And I'm not sure. It's the umpire. I'm not sure what happened on that play, but he got hit and he has made some sounds that would indicate he's not happy about what happened on that play. So I've even tried to go to Twitter to get a score, but I haven't been able to do that. Twitter's not friendly to anyone over 50. Like all electronics. But I just want to make a point. At the great extent I will go to try to get you a score from the Vallejo-Sonoma game, but for some reason I am not doing well on any of my usual routes. So now the Diamonds trainer has come out to take a look at the umpire, and she's making sure he hasn't broken anything. I think the umpire just wants to say, hey, I'm a tough guy. I don't have any problems. And she's saying, well, you can be a tough guy and we can still check for broken bones. It's not a bad idea, you know. That tough guy thing often works to the detriment of actual healing, etc. Joe Torre was a good example last night. The Diamonds coach here, injured by the Diamonds batting cage in a horrible, accident on a baseball field where it's a thing that was sticking out of the right side of the batting cage, a little pole, gashed his slash. It's just awful hard. It's 5-1 Vallejo is the score from someone much more cyber savvy than I am. 5-1 Vallejo in that game, and so that is good news for the Diamonds, and it's good news for the Pacifics too.
An update from the wine country. Vallejo 5, Sonoma 1.
The work still continues on the umpire. So as we were saying, Joe Torre got slashed by the batting cage and put a big gash in his legs, many stitches. And in that tough guy concept, he was out that night. He came back from the hospital where he had to go to the emergency room. He came back that night and was in the third base coaching box. I thought we mentioned on the air, it seemed like maybe your leg should be up in the air. Maybe he shouldn't be standing at the third base coaching box all game. He did that for 3 games, and then then common sense seemed to win the day finally, and he has since then been taking some time off, hoping, letting his leg heal. He was a guest last night, and he may be a guest tomorrow night as well. And yes, we have a seat for him where he can keep his leg up. All right, here we are, 1-0 count to the leadoff hitter Juan Herrera, who starts the 5th inning again. We started with 1 pitch, and that's when we got an injury to our ump. So now we got the ump back, and all is well. 2 balls and no strikes. All is well for Brett Solano, who got 4 runs on his side in that last half inning. This pitch is a strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So he's out here on the mound. Angel Lara has been warming up. He's warmed up in the bullpen, ready to go. But Solano is determined to make sure he is not needed. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2, and it's 2-2. Herrera has doubled and then grounded out to Garcia in this game. Doubled and stranded at second base. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled away. It sounded like he broke his bat, but okay. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brent Gillespie with a home run for Pacifics. And that pitch inside for a ball. So it's a full count now to Juan Herrera, the leadoff hitter, and the shortstop, and the man who is leading off this 5th inning. The Pacifics got 2 runs in the 4th inning after the Diamonds had taken a 2-0 lead, and then the Diamonds answered with 4 of their own. This pitch is lined to left side, bunt bounce, it goes to Garcia, and he throws across the diamond for out number 1. Michael Rizzatello will come to the plate.
Now batting for San Rafael.
He's the
Mike Rizzatello.
He's grounded out to Garcia. Juan Herrera can talk to him about that. He's done it twice. And he has doubled in the 2nd inning. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the 5th here in Pittsburgh, and it's high for a ball. It's 1-0. Brett Solano now given a 3-run lead to hold on to. Here's the pitch fouled away. He had a 2-run lead, and the Pacifics came back. Now he's got a 3-run lead. 1 out, nobody on. We told you Miles' comment that he would be happy, or he was semi-planning on, if he had to, go with 3 different pitchers, go 2-2-2 with the first 6 innings. Solano has stopped that. Here's a pitch. This is going to be a single in front of Wes Wallace, who comes over and makes the play to cut it off. And so Rizzatello will be on at first with 1 down.
Now batting for San Rafael, center fielder Cameron Monger.
Cameron Monger steps up here with his mountain man beard and his fine reputation. Joe Torre was talking to us last night about what a consistent, hard-working, effective baseball player he is. 9 high.
Now batting for San Rafael, the first baseman Brent Gillespie.
Oh, okay. There you've got a picture. We lost our picture here. Now we're going to have a conversation. Maybe that will be it for Solano, and maybe Angel Lara will be coming in. Gillespie, a left-handed hitter, and the left-hander pitcher Lara will come in. Here comes Brett Solano, his professional starting debut, and a good one it was, although he still has 2 runners out there. No runs in this 5th inning. It'll be 2 men that he's responsible for with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. He has given up 2 runs. He leaves the ball game leading 6-2, so he cannot lose this ball game, but he could win it. Brett Gillespie will step up here after he bounded back to the pitcher and then hit a home run. Angel Lara, who's been warming up for 2 innings, will now get his warm-ups. And I guess they're not really warm-ups. I guess the reason you go ahead with that is give the pitcher not just a chance to warm up, but also a chance to get accustomed to the mound. Every mound is different, and you get an idea of where your footwork needs to be and all that. Now, even though it's your home mound and he should be used to it, he gets that opportunity here. You wonder how many warm-ups are too many warm-ups. And at that point, in this inning, Lara was often just standing on the top of the mound in the bullpen watching the action and not continuing to throw because he was warmed up enough. He'll come in here. As I said, we had a conversation with Angel before the game that you'll see on BarrierSports.tv coming up at some point. I can't tell you exactly when, but all of those things can be found on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search Pittsburgh Diamonds, and you can see replays of past games. You can see tonight's game there if you wait a little bit, probably around midnight it appears. You can see it tomorrow if there's something you wanted to see again. And you can also see these player profiles. Vinny Gleddy's up there, J.J. Wagner talking about his walk-off home run in the first half of the season. Jose Garcia, just a lot of the players, and pretty soon they'll all be up there. So we're working our way through the roster. And Angel Lara was done today, so that one will be coming up in the near future. You'll be able to catch what he had to say. And now we'll get to see what he's able to do in this situation with 2 outs and runners at 2nd and 3rd. His 15th appearance on the season. He is 24 innings pitched. He's given up 25. He's had 25 strikes in those 24 strikeouts in the 24 innings, 17 walks. His record is 2-3. His ERA 5.52. He gets to face Brent Gillespie, a big hitter for the San Rafael Pacifics, with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. A 6-2 Pittsburgh lead. The first pitch is high for a ball. It's 1-0. He came in here with the lefty-lefty thing in mind, no doubt. Aaron Miles, big on that. Here's 2 shots of Angel. In the background, you can see Rizzatello at 3rd base, barely, with his lead there. And the big shot, you can see the runner at 2nd. Here's a pitch. That's outside for a ball. It's 2-0. On deck is Ryan Witt. Ryan singled back in the 4th inning. Actually, he's 2 for 2 on the night. So if they think walking Gillespie is going to be a way to get around a tough hitter, they may not be thinking the right thing. Lara to the plate, 2-0. That is outside. Ball 3. It's 3-0. Laura has her sign. You know, the difference between last night, the Diamonds walked someone intentionally. Here's a pitch. That's a strike. It's 3-1. And you can do the intentional walk, or you can just throw the ball outside the strike zone and wait to see if someone will make the mistake of swinging at it. That was not outside the strike zone. Gillespie watching that one all the way, and it's 3-1 now. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and Laura has walked Gillespie to load the bases now for Ryan Witt. And here comes Aaron Miles.
Left fielder Ryan Witt.
So Aaron Miles is out there. Is that gonna be it? He's got a right-hander coming up. He's got a right-hander throwing in the bullpen, Joe Mello. No, he's not taking the ball. He wants to have a conversation with the bases loaded about what to do with 2 outs. That was funny. They all turned around and looked at the batter back in the on-deck circle, see what he was doing. Angel Laura is covering his mouth. That's Randazzo in the catching equipment. Backing off the mound there was Gwynn Galletti at number 24. And now Miles is going back to the dugout. He is not taking out Laura. Here comes Ryan Witt to the plate. So for San Rafael, it's Michael Rizzatello on at third. Cameron Monger is on at second. At first base, Brent Gillespie. Ryan Witt at the plate, 6-2. Pittsburgh. No runs yet in this inning for San Rafael, but they are threatening with 2 outs. Angel Laura has been brought in relief of Brett Solano. He has faced one batter and walked him. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball, and it's 1-0, and there's no place to put Ryan Witt. So out of 7 pitches, there have been 5 balls, or worse than that, 6 pitches, 5 balls from Angel Laura so far. This one is bounded foul, and it is 1-1. Joe Mello in the dugout for the Diamonds. He's getting warmed up, and if nothing else, that conversation at the mound was about giving Joe Mello some more warm-up time before facing more San Rafael hitters. Bases loaded and 2 down. Laura taking a long time to get a sign, and that's why Ryan Witt says timeout, and he backs away from the plate. Diamonds just playing straight away. Ryan Witt up here, one count. The 1-1 pitch bound to left side. Garcia comes over. He can't get it. It's into left field. 1 run is in to score. Monger comes around third. He will score. And the Pacifics have brought in 2 runs here, and it's 6-4 Pittsburgh. Going to second on that single from Ryan Witt, who is now 3 for 3, is Brent Gillespie. After his home run, he walked. He's now at second base. Ryan Witt has his 3rd single of the day, this time for 2 RBIs. And the Diamonds' lead has been cut to 2, and that will do it for Angel Laura. So we're going to have a pitching change here in Pittsburgh. Joe Mello will be the new pitcher, and we'll talk about him when we come back right after this.
Joe Mello.
Joe Mello has come in here to lead the Diamonds out of trouble in the 5th inning. Mello has appeared in 2 games before this, pitching 1 1/3 innings, giving a strikeout in that 1 1/3 innings, walking 3 batters. He's got no wins, no losses, and no saves. He is up here with runners at first and second, 2 runs in, and he comes up here with runners at first and second. Miles Williams will come to the plate. Williams hit into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. He struck out in the 4th inning.
Miles Williams.
The Diamonds got a 4-run 4th, and the Pacifics have come back to answer that with their 2-run inning of their own, and they're still batting away. Here's the pitch, swung and fouled at the plate. It's 0-1. Mello trying to shut the door on this right now. The Diamonds have a 6-4 lead in the top of the 5th inning. A solo home run by Gillespie for San Rafael, and a 3-run home run by Jose Garcia for the Diamonds. Right now, that's looking like the difference, isn't it? Even though the Diamonds scored some more runs after that. Here's the pitch from Mello. It's 1, no balls and 1 strike. Swung fouled back, 0-2. So he's quickly out in front of this with Miles Williams, 0-2. Joe Mello, graduate of Dublin High School. Just down to 680. 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high for a ball, and it's 1-2. You can hear a cheer come up from the soccer game, so someone must have scored, so everybody took advantage of their one opportunity to cheer. 1-2 count. The Mello looks in, 1-2. Look back a second, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on him, missed, strike 3, and the Diamonds are out of the 5th inning. Pacifics leave 2 runners, but they get 2, and at the end of 4.5, the score is 6-4, Pittsburgh. All right, next half inning, I'm going to run to my car and get my coat. And everybody's
Just before the water, it's the new method.
We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning here. The Diamonds sent 10 batters to the plate in the bottom of the 4th, picking up 4 runs in the process, and taking a 6-2 lead. Then San Rafael came up and took 2 of those runs right back. So now we're going to the bottom of the 5th, 6-4 Diamonds. Javier Marty Carino will step in here, followed by Jose Garcia and Joseph Randazzo. This bottom part of the order has had a serious baseball game. Marty Carino has singled and been hit by a pitch. Garcia has a single and a 3-run home run, and Randazzo is 2 for 2. And Rizzatello, the catcher, decides to go out and tell Pip and Gwynn, these guys are serious. Gwynn Pippin, I'm sorry. I'm Gwynn Pippin, I apologize. Gwynn Pippin is the pitcher's name. Number 45 is Gwynn Pippin. Michael Rizzatello, the catcher, and they're having a long conversation now. I don't know if they're having problems getting their signs or what, but Gwynn Pippin is, they're still having a chat. All right, well, go get him, he says. I don't know what that conversation could have been about at this point in the game. You know, if you should be you just came out of the dugout, you think you would have had any discussion about mixed up signs or whatever, but whatever it was, they have finished that discussion, and Marty Carino will get to work here. The pitch is inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Marty Carino holding the bat high over his head, wiggles it a little bit. There's a pitch swung, and he whacks into center field, and coming in is the center fielder, Monger, and he makes the catch. Makes kind of a sliding sliding by the ball catch as he put out his left hand to capture it in his glove. And so Marty Carrena is out number 1 here in the 5th inning. Here comes a replay. The pitch to Marty Carrena, who hits it on a line to center field, but Monger able to come in and make the catch. So that's out number 1, and here comes home run Jose Garcia. A 3-run homer in the 4th, a single in the 2nd. He's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. The pitch to him, high for a ball, and it is 1-0. On deck will be Randazzo, though he has yet to make an appearance on deck. The pitch swung on, and this one is lifted high, but not very deep in short right field. It looks like the second baseman is going to make the play, Brill, and Brill captures it for out number 2, and now racing out there is Randazzo, who was not in the on-deck circle for some reason. He puts the donut on his bat and takes a couple swings, and up to the plate he comes.
Joe Randazzo.
2 down, nobody on. Randazzo steps in here after he singled following Garcia's home run. That's always a tough position to be hitting in. You know, the crowd may be pumped, everybody may be excited, but there's nobody on, and it's kind of like, now what? And Randazzo got it all started again with a single and then scored a run. Here's the pitch. A strike, and it's 0-1. He scored on a sacrifice fly from Calderon. The Diamonds left the bases loaded in that inning after scoring 4 runs. The pitch to him is low and outside. Pippin misses with that one, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Flag going very strong to left field. Pippin to Randazzo, ground ball left side, and it's going to go into left field for a base hit. Herrera came over, who's an outstanding shortstop, and but he could not get his glove on that ball, and that's a base hit for Randazzo, his 3rd of the night.
Now batting for the Diamonds, second baseman Omar Valdez.
A runner at first, 2 down, and Omar Valdez comes up here. Valdez has a single and 3 trips. This game is already well over 2 hours long, and we are in the 5th inning. And I say that only thinking that the Vallejo-Sonoma game might go more quickly, and we might get a final before we're done here to know what's happened with the other 2 teams in the Pacific Association. Here's a pitch. It's low for a ball. Randazzo moving down that third base line. Now, if he is someone who is going to try to steal, this would be an excellent opportunity. Diamonds lead by 2, and there's a runner at first. Valdez at the plate. He's got a big lead, being held on there by Gillespie. Pippin throws to first, and it throws to the other side of the bag, and Valdez is back easily. Randazzo slides back in. Odomar is at the plate. Randazzo is leading off of first. There's Pippin with his grip on the ball. He likes to sign. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled away, and now it's 0-2 to Odomar. And he'll take a walk around and say, fix the batting glove. You know, you'd think batting gloves were poorly made the way the batters continually are fixing them. But they're not. It's a nervous habit. 0-2 count to Valdez. Randazzo takes a couple steps back towards first, and now will go back to first as Pippin steps off the rubber. 2 outs, 0-2 count. Pippin to first, and standing up is Randazzo. No balls and 2 strikes. Pippin is certainly concerned that Randazzo will run, and they were concerned last time too. Here's the pitch, and it's low for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. They threw over there several times when he was on base the first time at first base after a single. So someone's got a book on him that says he wants to steal second. He almost got picked off of second last inning. One-two count of the 1-2 pitch. It swung on a foul down the left field line. Hits the fence down there. And it's going to be still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gwyn Pippin on the mound for San Rafael. His first time up against these Diamonds. The Diamonds and San Rafael did not see each other for a long time here in the second half of the season, and now they're going to see each other a lot in the second half. This is the second of 12 games here coming up. This pitch lined into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Randazzo on his way to second. I'm not sure what Randazzo was doing. The ball was being thrown in. There were 2 outs, and he was stalled between first and second, like he was wondering if someone's going to make the catch. And with 2 outs, he should have been on his horse headed to second, but he was not doing that. So, the point being, on that kind of hit to right field, often you can see someone hit to third base, but Randazzo was stalled between first and second and didn't have an opportunity to take third. Gwyn will step in here. B.J. Gwyn with 2 outs and 2 on now. He has lined to the shortstop, been put out by the first baseman, and walked, and then stranded at second. The first pitch to Gwyn is a strike, and it's 0-1. Valdez at first, Randazzo at second. Pippin looks back at Randazzo, looks at him, and Gwyn hits this one high to right field and deep, and back goes the right fielder, and he's at the warning track to make the catch. So he gave it a ride, but that didn't score any runs because that's the 3rd out of the inning. And at the end of 4.5, 5 full, the score, the Diamonds 6 and San Rafael 4. I'm on my horse.
All right, getting set now to go to the top of the 6th inning. Mark Lindsay will lead it off for the Pacifics. It'll be Lindsay, Brill, and then back to the top of the order for Juan Herrera. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters to face Joe Mello. The first pitch inside for a ball, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. So Brett Solano ends up going 4 2/3, yielding 4 runs on 8 hits. Angel Lara then picked up for him. He inherited a couple of runners. Both of them scored. And the pitch to Lindsay, that's going to be outside for a ball. The count 2-0, and here comes on his return is Scott McDonald.
Thank you, Tony. Now I'm too winded to do the game. But I do have a coat that I don't need because I ran. Now I'm all hot. And I can't start laughing. I'll lose my breath entirely. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch for Mello is high, and it's 3-0. Okay. I don't need the coat I just ran to get because I'm hot from running. Joe Mello is throwing 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 6th inning. All right. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Bounces out of Randazzo's glove, but not far away to make anyone think of going to second base, excuse me. So with a runner on and nobody out, Aaron Brill will come up. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Mark Lindsay will be held on at first base by Vinny Galletti. Ten hits for the Diamonds, 6 runs. 9 hits for San Rafael, 4 runs. Here's the pitch. Ball, 1-0. So Mello is having a hard time finding the plate all of a sudden here in the top of the 6th. Lindsay on with a walk. Aaron Brill here with a 2-ball, no strike count. That pitch, a strike, and it's 1-1. In the right field bullpen, Skylar, or Sam Agnew-Wheeland, who has pitched a couple outstanding relief appearances recently, is warming up. Mello here with the runner at first, nobody out. A 1-1 pitch count, and this pitch is line on the left field line, and it just lands foul. Just lands foul. Kavanaugh is waving his arms like someone's going to try to score, but I don't think they allow that on a foul ball, so he'll have to. So the runner will have to go back to first. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to the batter. Aaron Brill, second baseman. Lindsay is walking back to first base. In fact, they're both walking. Pete Rose, they're not. Charlie Hustle would not have walked across the diamond at that slow pace. And as you saw, the bat was waiting for Aaron Brill, standing on its own at home plate. Six to 4, Pittsburgh with the lead. Sonoma, last we heard, losing to Vallejo 5-1. The Diamonds come into the game 3 games behind Sonoma, 1 game behind Vallejo. The pitch from Mello, a ball, 2-2. As we talked to Aaron about in the pregame show, he brought it up, Vallejo is now going to be the monster of the Pacific Association, as they seem to have become overnight. It may not work out well for the Diamonds that they only have 3 games left with the Admirals for the rest of the season. All 3 of those are in Vallejo. 6-4 in favor of Pittsburgh here, and Mello comes to the plate. That's a ball, and it's a full count now to Aaron Brill, the number 9 hitter for the Pacifics. I'm not sure what we'd see. Juan Herrera is up next. Mello is going to have a conversation with BJ Gwynn and Randazzo, but not much of a conversation. He kind of walked away from the people coming up there, and then I guess they had to yell their comments or something. Now Aaron Brill gets his batting gloves in working order and taps his cleats clean of dirt, and then steps in. Full count, 3-2. Runner at first, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So that will be the end of Aaron Brill. So now Juan Herrera will come up here with a runner at first. All eyes on the Diamonds dugout to see if Aaron Miles might be making an appearance on the field, but he is not doing that at the moment, so Mello goes forward. Juan Herrera up here. He is 1 for 3 with a double to lead off the game, and then he's grounded out to Jose Garcia twice. Mark Lindsay at first. The pitch high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. One out. The Diamonds, of course, hoping for a double play, but Herrera's speed might inhibit that one. The pitch to him, outside for ball 2. It's 2-0. Tomorrow night out here is back to school night for the kids. The first 50 kids in attendance will get a back to school supplies packet, and that is something not to be missed. You can get tickets right now. Here's a pitch low for a ball. It stays in front of Randazzo and does not allow Lindsay to advance, but it does make the count 3 balls and no strikes now to Juan Herrera. If you're interested in tickets to Back to School Night or any of the other special events coming up, and there are a number of them, then you should go to diamondsproball.com, and the schedule and tickets are available there for you. Coming up, we've got Italian Heritage Night and Aaron Miles Bobblehead Day. Roto Care Night. Here's a pitch. Low for a ball. Ball 4. There goes Herrera to first base. 2 walks given up by Mello, a strikeout in between, and Aaron Miles on his way to the plate.
Now batting for San Rafael, the catcher Mike Rizzatello.
2 for 3 is Rizzatello on the day. He grounded out and then he got a double and a single. But Joe Mello is going to sit down, and coming into the game is Sam Agnew-Wieland. And we're going to have a break here, and we'll come back to see what happens with 1 out here in the top of the 6th.
Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for Pittsburgh, Sam Agnew-Wieland.
Thank you. Thank you for picking up.
Yeah. Next time I'll give you a minute to catch your breath. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. It wasn't bad, and I was afraid it was going to be when I was running back. I know, that's a little worse. I am getting cold now, though. Sam Agnew-Wieland has completed his warm-ups here, or is completing them. Everyone is heading back to their positions as we will get started again here in the top of the 6th inning with a 6-4 Diamond lead, but it's in jeopardy now with runners at first and second and 1 out. That's why Agnew-Wieland's been called on. It's his 11th appearance for the Diamonds this year. He's pitched 23 innings, struck out 33 batters. That should tell you something about his success. 18 walks in those 23 innings. His record is 1-1. He's got 1 save. And on top of that, he's a nice guy. Here's the pitch. Low for ball. It's 1-0. 1 out. At second base is Mark Lindsay, the designated hitter. At first base, Juan Herrera, the shortstop. Up at the plate, Michael Rizzatello, the catcher. And the pitch to him is swung and bounded at the plate. It gets by the mound. Gwynn picks it up and throws to first for the out. And the runners move up to second and third. So you can look at it several ways. And one way is the Pacifics are a single away from tying the ball game with runners in scoring position at second and third. And their center fielder, Cameron Monger, coming to the plate. Or you could say, well, Agnew came in and got the first batter on a fairly easy ground ball. So things are looking good with 2 outs. 1 more hitter to get. Agnew-Wieland has a sign from Randazzo. Here's the pitch to Monger. That curve comes in there for a strike. It's 0-1. That's a mean curve ball. If he does that every time, I think there'll be 3 pitches to this at bat. That one started somewhere around third base and came across the strike zone. No ball and 1 strike. That pitch, ball 1, 1-1. Mark Lindsay kind of dancing down the third base line. At second base, there he is, getting a little advice from Kavanaugh, his manager and third base coach. Here's a pitch. Swung on. It gets away from Randazzo slightly, and nobody's going to move up. He's in front of it, or on top of it, rather. 2 balls and a strike, and he thinks that he and Sam should have a conversation, so they're going to. Randazzo back to the plate. Agnew Whelan looked at that ball when he was talking to Randazzo. There's something about it he doesn't like, or he's suspicious of it or something, but he kept it. He didn't ask for a new one. So he's going to hold on to it here with a 2-1 count and the 2-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Well, he must like it now. 2-2 count and 2 down. He is a strike away from getting out of this inning with no runs scored. The runner's on base, not his responsibility, but he is trying to end things here in the top of the 6th and hold on to this 2-run lead. The 2-2 pitch, low, ball 3, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes now the count to Monger. He's got that stand, keep your foot in the batter's box while you step out of it approach. And he steps back in with a full count. There's a good look at his stance. Timeout. As Agnew Whelan was taking too much time for him, but he doesn't like to leave that batter's box at all once he's in there. He's got, even when he steps out of it, he leaves a foot in. He calls timeout, he stays right there. His batting gloves must be better than everyone else's. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is outside, ball 4, and now they're loaded up. Jake Taylor, the league leading home run hitter, third baseman tonight for San Rafael, will come to the plate.
Taylor.
So when would you like to face Jake Taylor? Well, not when the bases were loaded, I'll tell you that much, but here you go. That's Agnew Whelan gets to face that one. Taylor is 0 for 3, struck out and grounded out twice. He is here in the 6th inning. He hit up in the 4th. He hit in the 5th. Now he's up in the 6th. I can tell you how many times San Rafael has gotten base runners recently, but they've only gotten 4 runs. Here's a pitch. That's a strike, and it's 0-1. 0-1 count to Taylor here for Sam Agnew Whelan. 6-4. The Diamonds are leading here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners at every base. Whelan, Agnew Whelan with the pitch. Swung on him, missed, strike 2. 0-2 count on Taylor. Now, Agnew Whelan way out in front on the count, and Taylor will take a short walk. At third base is Mark Lindsay. At second base, Juan Herrera. At first base is Cameron Monger. 2 outs. Had a good look at Herrera at second. 0-2 count to Taylor. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and Agnew Whelan comes in and strikes out Jake Taylor with the bases loaded, and we're going to the bottom of the 6th with the Diamonds leading 6-4. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th, and if anything, at the top of the 6th touch anything, it's this. The Diamonds need some more runs. They were ahead 6-4. They are ahead 6-4, but the Pacifics left the bases loaded when Jake Taylor, the league's leading home run hitter, got struck out on an Agnew Whelan pitch. And so the Diamonds still have their 2-run lead, but it was looking pretty precarious there for a while. Wes Wallace will step up here to lead off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll be followed by Jaku Calderon and Vinny Galletti. And there is a powerful 3 batters. Pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. They are all over 300. Galletti leading the league in hitting. Calderon second. And Wallace is about 4th or 5th. The pitch to Wallace outside for a ball. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. 0 for 3 on the night. Strong wind blowing to left field. The pitch to Wallace is outside for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So the Diamonds are looking to give themselves a little stronger lead. Now, Agnew Whelan, when he's come in before recently, it's been for 1 inning. And no one is warming up in the Diamonds bullpen at the moment. So maybe we're going to see 2 innings of Sam. Here's the pitch outside for ball 3, 3-1. He had himself a good inning there. He got a ground ball and then a walk and then a strikeout. This pitch is popped up and high and foul and out of play. Full count now to Wes Wallace. The Diamond center fielder. Just plays a great center field. Has done that all season. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on a foul back and it stayed the tree. They're going to hit him. Oh, I thought I was going to hit Wes on the rebound. It came off the top of the fence here and was headed right back towards the plate. I thought it might hit him in the head. He wasn't looking back, but it went over his head. Full count, 3-2. Gwynn Pippin on the mound and his pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and Wallace will sit down here in the 6th inning. J.Q. Calderon steps up here. He got a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning that drove in that 4th run.
J.Q. Calderon.
It was in that 4th inning that Jose Garcia hit his 3-run home run, and then Calderon drove in the 4th run with a sac fly for that inning. Here's the pitch, and it is a strike. It's 0-1. So Calderon is 0 for 1 on the night. He has grounded out, and then he walked, and then he hit a sacrifice fly. The pitch to him is swung on. This one had popped up, and there's a major league pop-up. It might come down in a couple days from now. Here's Herrera. He says he's got it, and he does. And that's out number 2. That threatened to become one of those leave the area of the lights pop-ups, and then the person who is trying to catch it can't see it anymore, and then all of a sudden it comes back into the lighted part of the field, and they have no idea where the ball really is. And so that's why you often see, apparently, in later part of night games, fielders in foul territory especially have a hard time finding the ball in a big high pop-up because it leaves the lighted area for a while. Here's a pitch swung and a missed a strike, and so on 1 to Vinny Galletti. It comes back down in a different spot than it was, affected by the wind or whatever else, and then when you finally get the chance to see it again, you may be out of position. Galletti up here with an 0-1 count. He's got a single, he's scored a run, and he's flown out and walked. The pitch is a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. They play him to pull the ball. Shortstop over close to second. The second baseman on the outfield grass, and the first baseman deep at first. Here's the pitch swung, and he doesn't pull it. He lines it down the left field line, and it's going to go a long way because everyone's a long way for that. Around first and on his way to second is Galletti. He'll have a double, and the Diamonds have a base runner with 2 down. I don't know if I've ever seen a batter who uses the entire field as much as Vinny Galletti does, yet they continue to have this, they do this this switch on him, moving the entire defense over to the right side. He's a left-handed batter, and then he whacks the ball down the left field line like that. Easy double for Galletti, and he's on his second with 2 down, and here is Bautista up to the plate, trying to knock in a run here. He's got... That pitch is a ball. It's 1-0. He is 1 for 3 on the night. He's grounded out and hit a double in the 4th inning, and then flew out to center field. Vinny Galletti on at second and 2 down, and the pitch to Bautista is out. Don't strike. 1-1. Don't try and predict that strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. There's a good look at Gerald in the batter's box. That pitch is a ball. His dad played Major League Baseball. I think he was born in Atlanta. He said he grew up in Arizona, all because of different trades that were made affecting his father. we've also done one of those profiles on Gerald, and that is what happens is those profiles go back and Tim Banks, who runs BayAreaSports.tv, which you may be watching at the moment, goes back and puts some playing footage on there and makes them all spiffied up. Here's a pitch. This one in the right field, and it's going to be right at the right fielder. And that is some tough luck hitting for Gerald Bautista. So he looked like he was going to knock in Galletti, but instead it's out number 3. So at the end of 6 full here, the score, Pittsburgh 6 and San Rafael 4.
Brent Gillespie, Ryan Witt, and Miles Williams. Should anybody reach, Mark Lindsay would get his shot. Diamonds clinging now to a 6-4 lead, and last we heard from up in the wine country, it was the Admirals 5 and the Stoppers 1. So the Admirals continue to play excellent baseball here in the second half, trying to climb to within 1 game of the Stoppers. And the pitch from Whelan, swinging a foul back in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Sam Agnew Whelan inherited 2, none of them scored. Inherited those from Joe Mello. And now out for his second inning of work. Here's Gillespie, who's homered earlier in the ball game. He takes outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gillespie. So far for Brent. Leading off the second, he bounced out to the pitcher, homered in the 4th, and then drew a walk. That was in the 5th. The 1-1 pitch to him. It floats in there on the inside corner for a strike. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6 runs, 11 hits, an error for Pittsburgh. 4-9-0 for San Rafael. San Rafael getting a pair in the 4th and a pair in the 5th. Here's the pitch and swing and a foul. And that knocked off the mask of catcher Joe Rendazzo. And like I always say, are you sure you want to play catcher? Tennis seems so much safer. Rendazzo into the ball game tonight has had a very successful evening for him. 3 base hits, an RBI, and a run scored. Picking up for Alex McKeon, who's getting the night off. And, of course, Chad Heiberger on the inactive list. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one just does miss. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brent Gillespie. Gillespie and Taylor, the power guys in this lineup. 2-2 pitch, and that bounces up there. And the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Gillespie and Taylor have combined for 32, now make it 33 home runs this season. And make it 106 RBIs. Gillespie picked up his 16th and his 52nd RBI. And that is now tied with our couple behind Jake Taylor, who leads the association with 54. And now trails Jake just by 1 in that home run chase. A 3-2 pitch, that's outside. So Brent Gillespie on base now for the 3rd time in the game. The 2nd time he has walked in the game, and that'll bring up Ryan Witt. New to the Pacifics, coming from the Pecos lead. So Ryan Witt now representing the tying run here in the top of the 7th. One thing that those 2 guys, Gillespie and Taylor, also victims of the strikeout. And the first pitch to him was way up high for a ball. As a matter of fact, San Rafael has 3 of the top 4 offensive strikeout leaders in Miles Williams, Taylor, and Gillespie. But in the case of Taylor and Gillespie, if you're going to put up numbers like that, they'll certainly accept the strikeouts. 1-0 pitch, here it is. Big swing and a miss at the fastball. And Whelan able to throw it right by Ryan Witt, and the count, a ball and a strike. Diamonds 6, Pacifics 4. Top half of the 7th inning. Diamonds trying to pick up another game on the suddenly vulnerable stopper, swinging a foul straight back, and the count goes to 1-2. Another good fastball by Sam Agnew Wieland. Ryan Witt, Miles Williams waits on deck. Miles had himself a tough night. He struck out a couple of times. Ryan Witt, he's been on base all 3 times tonight, swinging a foul back to the screen, and the count remains at 1-2. Ryan picked up an infield hit that was back in the 7th on a ball that was just hit too slow for Odomar Valdez to make a play on, and he actually broke his bat picking up that base hit. Singled in the 4th, 2 RBI base hit in the 5th. Right-handed batter waits, and Sam Agnew Wieland kicks and fires, swing, another foul at the plate, and we've got a battle going on between these two guys right now. So the Diamond's going to see the Pacifics a lot here. This is just the 2nd game, and they're going to meet each other 12 times total here in the 2nd half. So after tonight, they've still got 10 meetings left through the rest of the season. Into the final month of the 2017 campaign. The 1-2 pitch swung on. That ball's hit hard. Right center field. Way back it goes. Wes Wallace coming over. Makes the catch a couple of steps ahead of the warning track. And racing back to first base is Brent Gillespie. That ball looked like trouble coming off the bat, but Wes Wallace, who covers so much ground out there in center field, able to track it down in right center for out number 1. So Ryan Witt flies to center. Here's Miles Williams now. Reached on the 6-4 fielder's choice. That was in the 2nd. Struck out swinging in the 4th. Likewise in the 5th. So Brett Solano for the Diamonds made his pro starting debut. Kind of mixed results. Line not very good at 4 2/3, 4 runs. There's a pitch that just does miss. 1 ball and no strikes. He did yield 8 hits. Angel Lara picked up for him, inheriting 2 runners. Both of them scored. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss by Williams on the count 1-1. So that's where that stat comes in for those relief pitchers. When you do inherit runners, how many can you strand? Into the 8th inning now, Vallejo 5 and Sonoma 2. And the cry goes out, break up the Admirals. Boy, the last year and a half, they have been the doormat of the league, and all of a sudden, they are the big surprise team of the 2nd half. Breaking ball from Wieland, in there, a strike, and the count 1-2. That one had a nice break to it right at the end as it approached home plate, and Miles Williams could not pull the trigger. There's a good look at Gillespie away from first, being held on by Galletti. Good shot from the right field camera on Bay Area Sports TV. Big swing and a miss there. And Williams strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Tough night for Miles, 0 for 4, and well, he has pulled the hat trick there with 3 Ks. Here's Mark Lindsay now. So after the Gillespie walk, Ryan Witt hit the ball hard, but Wes Wallace able to chase it down at center. Miles Williams out again on strikes. And here's Lindsay now, 2 outs, 1 on, and a breaking ball from Sam Agnew Wieland outside for a ball on the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Anthony Schultz along with you here, Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Diamonds looking to make it 2 in a row over San Rafael. Here's the pitch, check swing, a called strike. I don't think that Lindsay went around on it. I think Mark Beller made that call on location. In any event, the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Lindsay, the designated hitter tonight for San Rafael. Here's the pitch, and he's kind of a half spin, or a half turn, I should say, to get out of the way of that one. B.J. Gwynn over there at third base, playing close to the line. Looks like he's in that no doubles defense right now at third base, and over at first base, Vinny Galletti holding on the runner. 2 balls and a strike to Lindsay. The pitch, swing and a foul held by Randazzo, and the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Sam Agnew Wieland, after coming into the ball game, doing a nice job picking up for Joe Mello. Joe went 2/3 of an inning, ended up giving up no runs as Wieland stranded the 2 runners. This one swung on and fouled back. So Lara inherited 2 from Brett Solano, could not prevent them from scoring. In fact, Angel Lara gave up those 2 runs, and he did not record an out. Mello got 2/3 of an inning. Left 2 for Sam Agnew Wieland. And Wieland was able to strand both of those. Big part of a pitcher's ERA. 2-2 pitch, and that's on the outside corner, a called strike 3. So Wieland gives up a walk to Gillespie to lead off the inning, and that's it. No runs here for San Rafael. They strand 1 as we go to the home half of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time here for the Diamonds, and they lead it 6-4. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Marta Carrena to lead it off for the Diamonds, followed by Jose Garcia, and then Joe Randazzo, the catcher. So the bottom third of the order to face Quinn Pippin, who has pitched very well since picking up for Nick DeBar. DeBar ends up going 3 2/3 inning, allowing 6 runs and 8 hits. And Quinn Pippin came on inheriting the bases loaded situation from DeBar and actually was able to strand all those runners. Pippin has pitched very well, getting through the rest of that 4th inning, and then the 5th and the 6th, yielding no runs to the Diamonds and keeping San Rafael close. Here's Pippin's pitch to Marta Carrena, high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Marty tonight, an RBI base hit, and then he scored. That was in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch, scored again. That was in the 4th. And then lined one into, and this one fouled off, and then hit one into center field in the 5th. And it was a great play by Cameron Monger, the center fielder, to rob him of what would have been another base hit. So Marta Carrena, a good evening at the plate, could even be better had it not been for that play by Monger in center field. Marta Carrena waving that bat back over his head. And Pippin from the stretch, kicks, fires the 1-1 pitch. Ooh, a little chin music there to chase him out of the way. And they count 2 balls and a strike. Marta Carrena, Garcia, Randazzo, and then should anybody reach, back to the top of the order for Otomar Valdez. Pippin coming set, and the 2-1 pitch swung on. That ball's hit hard to left field, driving the left fielder back, and making the play is Ryan Witt. That ball was really stung off the bat of Marta Carrena. Witt did not have to go too far, so very fortunate for the Pacifics, because that one looked like it had extra bases written all over it. Marta Carrena out number 1 as he lines to left, and that'll bring up Jose Garcia. Good night for Jose at the plate. Jose picked up a base hit. That was in the 2nd. A 3-run bomb in the 4th. He popped to second in the 5th. So he's 2 for 3, picking up home run number 4 on the season. Hadn't hit one in quite a while, but picked up a big one tonight, and that's really the difference in the ball game right now. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Jose. Solano, Lara, Mello, Agnew Wieland for the Diamonds, DeBar and Quinn Pippin so far for San Rafael. Swing and a miss there, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. So Pippin picking up in the 4th inning. Faced Bautista, got him to fly to center. That ended the inning, and then he's pitched 2 1/3 since, so 2 2/3 so far for Quinn, and he's done a nice job. The 1-1 pitch, a little tapper. Jake Taylor charging, gloves, fires in time for the out. Nice play on the 5-3 putout there by Jake Taylor. That takes care of Garcia. And here comes Rendazzo with the bases empty and 2 down. And there's our ball boy, Bodie. On the public address now. He's a dancer. He's the ball boy. And now he's doing public address. A man for all seasons. There's Rendazzo. What a good night he's had. Takes a strike in the outside corner in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Trying to keep it alive for Otomar Valdez. And Pippin set again in the 0-1 pitch, and that bends Rendazzo out of the way, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. And if you like the pace of the game to be speedy, then Quinn Pippin is your kind of pitcher. He just gets it, gets the sign, and throws it. Set again in the 1-1 pitch, off speed, and a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. So Nick Tabarro came in with that really high earned run average, and well, he didn't see that go south. Continues to climb, and wonder this late in the season how long a guy is going to stay in the starting rotation with numbers like that. Pippin has done a good job picking up for him, and certainly given the Pacifics a chance to come back and win this game. Big game here for San Rafael. They trail Sonoma by 5 games in the standings. And coming in, they were 7 up and 12 down. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's going to hit Rendazzo, or just did miss him. I thought it maybe skimmed his back. But Joe able to get out of the way as that one was behind him from Pippin. Well, you don't want to dig in on this guy. He's been coming off the plate inside to some of these right-handed batters, and well, that one completely behind Joseph Rendazzo. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody aboard here. Home half of the 7th from Winter Chevrolet Stadium. And that pitch on the outside corner. It's called strike 3. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Quinn Pippin. And at the end of 7 full, it's the Diamond 6, Pacifics 4. All right, as we go now to the top of the 8th, getting late here for San Rafael. They trail by 2. It'll be Aaron Brill to lead it off, Juan Herrera, and then Mike Rizzatello, the 9, 1, and 2 batters, to face Sam Agnew Wheeland. Well, a score from Sonoma, and it is the Admirals all over the stoppers right now. Last to check, 7-2 Vallejo. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. And Quentin Rohrbaugh has gone yard in that game, and boy, what a find he has been. Quentin going into that ball game had just 46 at-bats, hitting .326. Drove in 7 and scored 7, and he's added to that tonight. That pitch is a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike to Aaron Brill. Aaron flew out to right field in the 3rd, popped to 2nd in the 4th, struck out in the 6th, looking for his first base hit of the evening. Second baseman waits, and the pitch to Aaron, swinging a ground ball to his counterpart. Over to his left is Valdez to throw him out. 1 up and 1 down here in the 8th, as Brill bounces out 4-3. And back to the top of the order we go for Juan Herrera. Herrera led off the ball game with a double. He was stranded by Brett Solano. Solano got a couple of big strikeouts on that inning to keep Herrera from scoring. Monger and then Jake Taylor. And then 0 for 3, 0 for 2 on a walk since then for Juan Herrera. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball misses, 1 ball and no strikes. So last night, Vallejo beat Sonoma 4-1. Marquise Hutchinson picked up the win. 6 1/3, 3 hits, no runs, 6 strikeouts for Marquise. And swing in a foul right side. And he is one of the pitchers responsible for the Admiral resurgence here in the second half. He has really picked up his game. Chris Fernacci and Rohrbaugh each with a couple of RBIs last night, that 4-1 Admiral win. Herrera waits, and the pitch from Whelan is fouled off up and over the screen, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Sunday, San Rafael got a win over the Stoppers. They did lose 2 out of 3 in that series, but won 7-6 on Sunday. Pintar got the win in that one in relief, and here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Diamonds fire this one around the horn as Herrera strikes out here for out number 2 in the 8th inning, and here comes Rizzatello. Good night for Rizzatello in the ball game. He doubled in the 3rd and got himself a base hit and a run scored in the 5th. Other than that, a ground out to short and a ground out to 3rd. So he's 2 for 4. But he's up there with the bases empty and 2 down. And the pitch to him, and that is in there, a strike. And the count 0-1. A 6-4 Diamonds lead. Here's the pitch, and that's a fastball in there, a strike. And the count 0-2. So a very impressive outing so far for Sam Agnew-Wieland. 4th pitcher of the night used by Aaron Miles, and well, he is just shutting down San Rafael right now. And the Diamonds got some action in the bullpen. This one's up high for a ball, and the count 1-2. That's Jordan Brink, number 19, down in the bullpen. He got into yesterday's ball game, picked up an inning of scoreless relief. Actually ended up picking up the save yesterday. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Sam Agnew-Wieland with a 1-2-3 inning here. And he strikes out a pair. And at the end now of 7.5 innings as we head to the bottom of the 8th, it's the Diamonds 6 and the Pacifics 4.
In baseball, medication heart. It's fun. I go there so much they give me free drinks.
Man, I'm going with you next time.
To the bottom of the 8th we go. Otomar Valdez to lead it off against Quinn Pippin, who has been very impressive out of the bullpen for San Rafael. And also Sam Agnew-Wieland, very impressive out of the bullpen for the Diamonds. 6-4 in favor of Pittsburgh. Valdez, Gwynn, and Wallace, the 1-2-3 hitters to face Pippin. And Otomar shows bunt, pulls back, takes a ball. And that was Jake Taylor, kind of headed down from third base, thinking that Otomar was going to lay that down. 1-0 to the switch hitter, batting from the left side, and the pitch. And Otomar just does move the arms, backed up just slightly to stay out of the way of that one on the count. 2 balls and no strikes as B.J. Gwynn waits on deck. Good ball game here tonight. Diamonds trying to make it 2 in a row over San Rafael. 2-0 pitch, and that is a called strike on the outside corner. The count 2-1. Mark Beller with that very enthusiastic strike call. As he bellows out the strike call and makes it 2 balls and a strike. Here to Otomar, and the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up on the left side. Jake Taylor going over toward third base now. Now back the other way, squeezes it for the out. And Valdez pops to third for out number 1. So that'll bring up B.J. Gwynn. He lined to second in the first. He was out 3 unassisted, leading off the third. Walked in the 4th, flew out to right in the 5th. So 0 for 3 so far for B.J. with a walk. The last couple of nights now, he's picked up 4 walks. Last night, 3 walks, scored 3 runs last night, and along with a base hit. Here's the pitch, and that's up high for a ball. BJ up there with 1 out. Wes Wallace waits on deck here for Pittsburgh. Diamonds and the Pacifics, and that ball is inside. Count 2-0. He'll complete this 3-game series tomorrow night. Same time, same channel. Bay Area Sports TV will be out here again Of course, we'll be on Mixler. First pitch 6:30 tomorrow night. The 2-0 pitch swinging a ground ball right side. Brill ranging over to one knee to glove it. Fires to first base in time for the out. 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Wes Wallace.
Now hitting number 13, left center fielder, Wes Wallace.
So the Diamonds hoping they'll have a chance to sweep San Rafael tomorrow. And then after that, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Diamonds will take on the Stompers in Sonoma. And the first pitch here to Wes Wallace, the right-handed batter, takes a strike in the outside corner, and the count 0-1. For the Pacifics, they'll take on the Admirals after this. That'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Wilson Park in Vallejo. This one is smashed off the bat of Wallace. Ranging over and making a sliding catch is Cameron Monger, and he made that look incredibly easy. Another great play out in center field by Monger to end the inning. The Diamonds go in order here, 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the top of the ninth. Jordan Brink will come on to try to save it for Pittsburgh. All right, Jordan Brink is the new pitcher for the Diamonds. He has been on a string of scoreless innings, and he pitched another scoreless inning last night, picking up another save. Went 1 full to close out the Pacifics last night, trying to make it 2 in a row over San Rafael. You talk about good relief pitching. Sam Agnew wheeling, no runs in 2 2/3. Inherited 2 runners from Joe Mello, stranding them both. And Quinn Pippin on the other side goes 4 1/3. He gives up no runs. First pitch here to Monger is up high for a ball. He also inherited 3 runners from Nick DeBar, did Pippin, and allowed none of them to score. So both those guys just pitched excellent baseball tonight. So here's Jordan Brink trying to finish it off. A final from Sonoma, and it's a 7-3 win for Vallejo in the wine country, making it back-to-back victories over Sonoma. And now the Stompers have lost 3 in a row, dating back to that series finale loss to the San Rafael Pacifics. 2-0 pitch to Monger, and that is outside for a ball. And that is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Monger, center fielder, has been a monster at the plate. Hit safely in 18 of his 23 games since joining the club. A 13-game hitting streak. And boy, we've seen him play excellent in center field tonight, making a couple of very nice plays, including that last one to rob Wes Wallace, who crushed the ball into center, and then Monger able to make a sliding catch. There's a pitch to Cameron. That is ball 4 to start off the inning. So Monger gets the walk here, and that'll bring up Jake Taylor, and he's representing the tying run. So the Diamonds looking to pick up this win, but they're not making it easy here as Jordan Brink walks Monger. Monger had an infield base hit, now 2 walks and also 2 strikeouts tonight. Jake Taylor 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts of his own. So for Jake, he did not have a good night last night as well. Went 0 for 4 with 2 more strikeouts. So he's been struggling here in this series. Pitches inside. He struck out 4 times in the series. And he's 0 for 8 so far. So you figure maybe he's slumping, or you figure he's due. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Big Jake, and that's high for a ball, and they count 2 balls and no strikes. A dangerous territory here for Jordan Brink. And more on Monger on this, how well he's hit. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. And Monger, in the 13-game hitting streak, he has multiple hits in 9 of those games, and he homered in 4 of those games. So Monger has been a great addition to the San Rafael Pacifics. Here's a 2-1 pitch, breaking ball in there, a strike, and the count 2-2. Gave you that ominous stat for the Pacifics, just in case they're able to tie this one up and go into extra innings. on the 2017 campaign, San Rafael has gone into extra innings 8 times. They have lost all 8 of those games, and 6 of them at the hands of the Sonoma Stompers. 2-2 pitch, swing and a foul off to the right side and out of play, and the count remains at 2-2. You figure, you look at the standings and you see San Rafael 7 up, 12 down, 5 back of Sonoma. But 6 of those extra inning games that they lost to Sonoma, you just turn a couple of those around, and boy, the season would look so much different for San Rafael. That pitch is way outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and look who's waiting on deck. It's Brent Gillespie. So this is the teeth of the order here that Jordan Brink is facing, and not all saves are alike. Sometimes you come in and you get the weakest part of the order, and sometimes in like this situation, you get the toughest part of the order. The 3-2 pitch swung on. That's into right field. Well hit. That's going to get down for a base hit. Bautista's able to play it. Around to third goes Monger, and it's first and third now with nobody out. And here comes Brent Gillespie and the Diamonds and their reliever Jordan Brink in a whole bunch of trouble right now, as the potential tying run is aboard at first base in Jake Taylor, and the potential go-ahead run is at the plate in Brent Gillespie, who's already homered tonight, and he's got 16 on the year. So now Jake Taylor will be lifted for a pinch runner, and it's going to be Demetrius Moore coming off the bench. And the speedy Demetrius Moore will take over at first base for Jake. So Gillespie now standing in, and the Pacifics, I'm sure, are very aware of the Diamonds' troubles with runners at first and third. So let's see how San Rafael plays it. I'm sure they're going to send the runner here, I would think. Not going, and the pitch is in there, a strike. So Jordan Brink comes on and finds himself in a whole bunch of trouble as he walked Cameron Monger and gave up the hard base hit to Jake Taylor. So, a 1 pitch, and that ball is low. Only count 1-1. So Jake Taylor picked a good time to pick up his first hit in the series. He had been 0 for 8. And like I said, either he's in a slump or he's due, and it turns out he was due. Monger away from third. Demetrius Moore away from first. Here's the pitch, and that one just does miss outside. The count 2 balls and a strike. Diamonds obviously not all that concerned about Monger at third. Really hoping that they can get a bouncing ball to one of the middle infielders and turn a double play here. Left-handed batter. Brent Gillespie waits. Homered back in the 4th. He's walked twice since then. Here's the pitch, swing, and a foul, and the count goes to 2-2. Ryan Witt waits on deck for San Rafael. Nobody working in the Diamond bullpen. This is up to Jordan Brink. Like I said, Jordan has been pitching very well of late. He had some problems earlier in the season, but more recently he has turned it around, including picking up that scoreless inning to finish out the Pacifics last night. 6 runs, 11 hits, an error for the Diamonds. 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors for San Rafael. Gillespie waving that bat back and forth. Kind of jitterbugging a little bit there in the batter's box, awaiting a 2-2 pitch. And here it is, and it just does miss outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Demetrius Moore is not trying to steal here. Matt Cavanaugh and the Pacifics playing it pretty conservatively. Of course, if he does steal, they would have just lost Brent Gillespie. I'm sure the Diamonds would have walked him. 3-2 pitch. There goes the runner. Swung on. A check swing. That's going to be out number 1. And the base is going to be stolen by Demetrius Moore. So the potential tying run is now in scoring position as Brent Gillespie strikes out for out number 1. So a big out there for Jordan Brink. And here comes Ryan Witt. Now here's how the inning is shaken out so far. Cameron Monger started with a walk. Jake Taylor and then singled to right, chasing Monger all the way to third. Moorer came in to run for Jake Taylor.
For San Rafael, number 27, Ryan Witt.
Brent Gillespie rather struck out as Moorer stole second base. So it's runner at second and third with Ryan Witt up there and a chance to pick up a base hit that would more than likely tie this game at 6. And the pitch, and Witt takes low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan, an infield base hit his first time. Picked up another single in the 4th, a 2 RBI base hit in the 5th, flew out to center in the 7th. He's had a good night. 3 base hits and 4 trips. Witt waits, the 1-0 pitch, swinging a pop-up, fly right side and out of play, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Diamond outfield, they all throw well. The problem is Demetrius Moore from second base runs really well, and the Diamonds not dogging him over there at second base, so he's going to be able to get a good lead and a good secondary lead. And anything in the outfield, he should score easily. Swing and a foul tip held by Randazzo, the catcher, and the count 1-2. Miles Williams waits on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ryan Witt. Nail-biter time here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Diamond 6, Pacific's 4. Brink now has the side from Randazzo. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And he's throwing the fastball right past Ryan Witt for his second strikeout of the inning. And that's out number 2. And here comes Miles Williams representing the last chance for San Rafael. Huge strikeout right there. A big strikeout of Gillespie, another big strikeout of Ryan Witt. And Jordan Brink, after getting himself into trouble with a walk and a base hit to start the inning, trying to walk the tightrope here. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. And that one had a little bit of a hook to it as it kind of sailed away from Miles Williams and caught the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to Miles. He struck out his last 3 times. And the pitch to Miles. Swung on and missed at the high fastball, and it's 0-2. So Miles reached on the fielder's choice. He was out, he hit into 6-4 fielder's choice. That was in the second inning. Struck out 3 times, picking up the hat trick since. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Diamonds clinging to a 6-4 lead. And the 0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. The ball game is over, and the Diamonds get the win. They have taken the first 2 games here from San Rafael, both in dramatic fashion. A winner last night and a 6-4 winner here tonight. Jordan Brink picks up the save, and the Diamonds able to win it 6-4. They will play tomorrow as they get together at 6:30 here for the series finale before the Diamonds go out on the road to Sonoma for games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, Brett Solano started the ball game, went 4 2/3, gave up 4 runs on 8 hits. And then Sam Agnew-Wieland came in. He came in for Joe Mello, and he pitched 2 2/3 innings. Didn't give up any runs. And I'm thinking, does Sam Agnew-Wieland get the win tonight? Does Sam Agnew-Wieland get the win tonight? Solano did not go the required 5 innings to pick up the victory. Angel Lara didn't get anybody out. Joe Mello picked up 2/3 of an inning. But in any event, the Diamonds get the win. Nick DeBar, he takes the loss. He went 3 2/3, 6 runs on 8 hits. Quinn Pippin picked up for him. He went 4 1/3, didn't give up any runs. He pitched wonderfully tonight for San Rafael, but it wasn't enough as the Diamonds get the win. Offensively for the Diamonds, it was Jose Garcia who hit the big 3-run homer in the ball game. That was the big blow for the Diamonds. That home run came back in the 4th inning. The Diamonds end up winning by 2. Of course, that 3-run homer, huge for the Diamonds. Garcia's 4th of the year. And the Diamonds finish off San Rafael. They win it by a final score of 6-4. And that does it for all of us here at Diamonds Baseball. For Scott McDonald, I'm Anthony Schultz saying good night from Winter Chevrolet Stadium.